evil. But hello everybody, and we are live now.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yes, I should finish getting set up.
As we are live. Hello everybody, and welcome to Papihos. A little bit of an extra session, as it was generally talked about in the group, and it was talked a little bit about last Thursday. They felt it was necessary to do some of the downtime, and we scheduled a Saturday session, as they feel like they want a little bit of extra time to do their downtime. We have everyone here, but it has been kind of looked at and agreed upon that we're going to be focusing a little bit on the downtime concerning Zex and Suna.
You say a little bit, but like...
It's gonna be a lot of it, let's be honest.
Majority.
Majority is
there.
not,
Yeah.
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 It's okay though.
It's fine.
We'll still see if we get a little bit into everyone else, but let's set a little bit of the scene. Where we last left off, you all had defeated the tyrant, Tiber, the Lord of Foremount, who seemed to have been in a vampiric shape. The four of you went into this northern city of Foremount, defeated Tiber's barons, the undead children he possessed, as well as the beings that one of his barons had created and controlled. Now, the four of you, managing to keep not only the ally that you brought up, Dayrin, from the Fighters Guild, but also managing to keep two resistance members that you found and befriended alive as well. You all finally managed to vanquish the tyrant and spend a night peacefully within the castle and along the outside of the wall. When you all wake up, Zex, the tiefling bard of the group, had decided to take it upon themselves that they needed to travel light and travel quickly, and enlisted the help of Suna. Rem decided that they were going to take over the general management of the city of Foremount for the time being, while Gilgamesh decided to take on a slight apprenticeship from Dayrin and learn what he knew about the Forge. Where we pick up, approximately a day has passed since Tiber's defeat, as we pull in on the two figures of Zex and Suna as you prepare for your journey. Is there anything specifically you guys want to do or complete before you head along your way?
Don't we need to get letters from Rem?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to go talk to Ren.
Alright. As currently, I believe Rem has...
Yo!
Yep!
Oh, that's sweet.
As currently, the two of you go to dual purpose, as Rem has inquired about giving you letters to send, as well as needing to talk to Rem yourselves. You find your way into the castle of Foremount, and find Rem at the miniaturized library that the castle possesses, surrounded by papers and ledgers that they've pulled off of the large bookcase. Rem, you find your two allies making their way into the room that you are currently residing in.
Something I can help you with?
We're getting ready to head out. Did you have letters you wanted to send with us?
I'm going to assume that I wrote these letters up while they were walking around,
Mhm.
and I will give you summaries when it's time for these letters to be read.
Okay. How many letters are you passing off, and who, if anyone, are they addressed to?
We're gonna send off 3 letters.
I'll write them down.
We've got one for Bears, we've got one for Jaylene, and we've got one for the royal family of Grey Wall.
Barris, Jaylene, and the royal family.
You just give it the you just give them both to Bears, and she can decide to pass them off. So Jaylene and just Bears. Fuck the royal family. I'll have Bears deal. I don't want to write them many letters anyway.
I'll see if I can deliver it to the royal family.
I'm not even gonna write it. I'm just gonna write to Bears and put in like extra shit. And if she feels like handing it off, she can.
Okay.
Okay.
The 2 letters are passed off to you guys.
So you're leaving now?
Soon.
Soon, I was wondering if there was any way, just in case, if you could maybe give us a healing spell, if that's a thing you can do. Just in case something happens while we're gone.
Yeah, I can do that. So I can
Sweet.
dump you 3 first level healing, or 3 first level cure wounds, and 1 second level prayer of healing in my ring, and I can hand it off.
If you want to dump more, my rig is empty as well.
How much more do you need?
Do we
All
maybe...
the more. If you're willing, like a death
You-
ward would be good, just in case.
I can do 1 death ward, and then 1 first level spell.
Give us a cure wounds.
All right.
Okay.
I actually can't put him in the second one unless I attune to it.
You
gotta
guys
wait.
have plenty of time to do this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come back later.
Okay.
I'm an NPC now.
Zax, is there anything you wanted to do for the next hour or so?
Nope. Well, yes, I need to go and check to see. I want to go back down to the workshop down in the pit.
Okay. Take it the 2 of you then make your way down through the twisting stairs and passageways of Foremount Castle until you descend back into the sand pit and find yourself within the Foremount workshop underground.
So you said when I was down here before that the golem looked partially complete.
Mhm.
Does it look like the rest of the materials to finish it off are here, or would I have to go and get more?
As you're looking, I would like you and Suna, since Suna's there, you might as well have both of you make an intelligence check.
I've read the book. So I meant to grab my dice and then I didn't. So I'll be right back.
Oh, fuck, I was gonna ask Zax a question. Oh, wait.
Very prepared.
So really funny story real quick on that intelligence check. I rolled a natural 20.
Ah! I was like, there's 2 ways that this can go.
So this is a good, funny story.
This is a good, funny story, which is nice.
So, okay, yeah.
So, give me the total.
That'd be 23 total.
23 total. You're looking and observing, and although you are not the one with the book, so you wouldn't get exacts, the material that is around this room does not seem to be enough to finish the golem. It seems to be unfinished due to lack of materials, not just lack of time.
19.
19. As you are both parsing the book and looking over the actual golem, you would be able to find out. You're not able to get how long it would take, but the amount of materials, the things that are not there, you would be able to notice that of arcane rock and sediment that you'd need to purchase, it would take about 16,000 gold worth to complete.
Well, that's okay. It's a lot less than 90,000.
Mm-hmm.
Quick thing,
So-
really quick.
So you're good, Rem.
If you're going by the book on what this manual they have is, Suna cannot physically read that.
Yeah, and she didn't.
They can't even look at it, to my knowledge. They can't open it. They can't skim it or anything.
She didn't.
I didn't.
You just looked at the golem and was like,
Don't do that.
no materials.
So,
The engine is
What I
going
wanted to ask is, I've never been in this room, so I would just walk in and know what's going on.
Well, we
it's
sort of wiggled in.
it's a yeah. It's Zex has brought you down here, and it's a small crawl space that you went through, and what you see is a large worked stone room with 3 different tables. One that has different types of materials on it, none that you've identified necessary to the creation of this golem. On the left side, you can see a different smattering of tools that you'd assume be used for golem making. And then on a large central table, a beginnings and mostly finishings of a stone golem that Zex has begun nursing over this book and looking for. Yours was just a general thing of looking at the materials, looking at the golem body, and going, yeah, I don't think that adding flesh to this golem is going to work real well.
Okay.
So, it's a general, it was a general check. That's why Zex, even with a lower roll, was able to get more defined details.
Okay, that's fair. So, Zex.
Yeah.
If we had all the material, we could make a friend with this?
Well, we could make a... Stone golems don't really have a brain. They're more just like mindless robots, from what I understand. They do what they're told, and that's about it.
Interesting. I tried to make a friend once. It didn't really work.
What? Okay, let's move on. Okay. So that didn't take an hour, surely. Want to go check out this huge forest that I found down here?
Sure.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good...
We're only gonna mess around with this thing until it's been an hour. So let's go to the forest or jungle or whatever it is.
You kind of push past this in the one of the 3 gates, Suna, and as you watch, Zex just kind of seems to phase through the wall, and as you move up to it and phase through, you can feel a bit of an arcane heat and then humidity of a forest as you step through, and this bit of a semi-jungle pocket becomes apparent to your eyes as you step through.
Do I see anything that would maybe pull me in one direction or another, or maybe find suspicious?
Make a perception check.
Can I help?
Are you proficient in perception, Zex?
I am.
Then you can give Suna advantage.
$18?
18. As you kind of scan around, you can see the treetops kind of rising and making a bit of a upper layer. Kind of obscures the stone ceilings, and again, it's a bit reminiscent of what you would assume a jungle looks like, the beginnings of it, and the trees span for a long time before you eventually get lost a sense of distance within. But besides the sounds that one would associate with a jungle, there doesn't seem to be anything.
It sounds like there's animals down here.
It sounds like there's insects. You can hear the humming of insects from within.
Gross.
Interesting.
But if it wasn't in such a odd pocket space, it would seem like a normal place. But the context of where you found it is a bit off-putting.
Just a smidgen.
Just a smidge. Do we want to make bad decisions?
The answer is yes.
Okay.
Bad decisions are good decisions.
Can I reach down and cast Shocking Grasp just on the grass, on the ground?
Sure. As you reach down, you watch as the electricity arcs from your fingertips into the grass. Nothing otherwise seems to happen.
Almost like it's just like a jungle in a basement.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Jungle basement.
Can I cast one Eldritch Blast beam just out into the jungle?
Sure. You watch as the green ball kind of coalesce within your hands, and then the two beams of green energy shoot out from your hand, impacting one on the dirt and one on the trunk of a tree, and you see as it shatters and sprays small wood shards.
I would guess that would be normal, I guess.
Well, let's explore a little bit. Make our way in a bit.
Okay.
If anything is too thick, I'll use my scimitars to cut through it.
Easy enough. As you two push through, I would like...
Wait. Can I make a small note real quick?
Of course.
I believe my Eldritch Blast actually gets 3 beams now.
Ah.
Something I didn't know.
Well, it's good to make sure.
Yeah. Now we know that.
Suddenly a third one shoots out of your hand. Just up into the treetops. It disappears within the lair.
Oh, yeah.
As the two of you, you can make, as you step into the trees, you can either make another perception check, an investigation check, or a survival check. Both of you can make different checks or the same check.
Investigation, survival, or what?
Investigation, perception, or survival.
I'm doing perception. Perception is easily my best out of those.
I'm gonna do survival.
Okay.
I got a 13.
Nice.
I got a 21.
Nice. So, you guys spend the better part of 30 to 40 minutes just kind of slashing around looking, and there's times where both of you are able to slash and then decide to go one way, and then you slash until you hit the actual cave wall. And there's a very real sense of, as you move more towards the middle of this, of you're just getting lost in a forest. And the air humidity, the further you go in, changes to more accurately reflect what you'd believe a forest would be, this jungle forest, and less like a cave. And as you guys push through, let me see something.
Are we about to get teleported to a different continent?
Nothing specifically seems to happen or catch your interests, and it comes back in your heads that this is probably enough time used for what you were waiting for to have happened.
Oh, I'm ready to head back?
Yeah, we can head back.
Okay.
As you two push your way
Close it
back, I need Zex to repeat his perception check and Suna to repeat their survival check.
I fucking knew it.
28.
Okay.
I knew you were gonna. Shit. Natural 20.
All right. As both of you seamlessly and with no issue manage to retrace your steps, as well as scimitar slashes, back to the entrance of the jungle. Pushing back through the arcane illusion, you guys re-emerge into the Foremount sandpit. Moving back through the twisted staircases, are you two returning to Rem?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. In the meantime, Rem, you've managed to attune to this secondary ring that Zex possessed.
I also want to attune to this
Wand.
this wand, and I'm going to unattune to my gloves.
Okay. What spells are you putting within this ring?
I'm gonna wait for them to come back and ask that question first, because a Death Ward seems like a waste of fork and spell slots.
Okay.
So,
They come back, and you can see Rem now wearing the similar ring, the ring that was originally Rem's, now placed on the desk, along with the elongated black gloves that you see Rem constantly wearing normally, no longer on their hands.
do I have tan lines on my hands?
A little bit, but you were in Foremount, which was, up until this point, primarily cloud coverage.
Cloud burn, cloud burn.
Cloud.
Okay. Would it maybe? Can we say that we've had the conversation about spell slots or whatever?
Like, what spells does Rem have right now?
What spells do you want?
Would it be more useful to have an extra friend with us if we needed it?
Ooh, a Celestial might not be a bad idea. If Rem is willing to give us a Celestial.
So,
Please, Rem.
is the Celestial willing to deal with you?
If I
Key
cast
difference.
a spell, isn't the Celestial required to listen to me?
Inherently, yes, but I've never seen anyone not touched by the divine do it. So, you could go. You'd give it a go.
Now let's give it a go.
All right.
Might as well.
So that's Summon Celestial, right?
Yep. And then I'm gonna hand off the gloves and tell Suna that they can borrow this.
Aw, thanks, Rem.
Don't lose or break my shit.
I won't.
So what does the ring that you gave Suna have in it?
So Suna has. Suna's
3
gonna get the
first
summon
level.
celestial. Suna's gonna get the summon celestial, and then you can get the healing ones, or vice
Okay.
versa. You pick. You pick. You pick.
Which one do you want?
I guess it doesn't really matter.
You can have the Summon Celestial. I'll take the healing spells. I need a repeat on what those were, though.
3 first level cure wounds and 1 second level prayer of healing. And Summon
Got
Celestial
it.
is a 5th level spell?
Yep.
Okay.
You'll get to kiss the sun for a little bit.
I need to buy a fucking. Yeah. I'm writing on like half an envelope.
Alright, well. I think I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
I
I'm
need
good to go.
Mandabar. I'm taking the horse with.
Okay, I'm not going anywhere at the moment.
That's
Gil has the Boots of Haste marked out. Can I just like take these all the way out of my inventory? Because I'm not getting them back as it stands.
Yeah, at this point, I don't know why you'd have them in your inventory.
Yeah, I'm not getting them
They're
back.
not. They're not. I don't think they're yours anymore.
Gil, give me my boots back. I wanna double stab for 7 damage.
The only way you getting these boots back is if they going up your ass.
You don't think I could cut your feet off?
I'd like to see you try, small man.
I'm gonna take your shins like they did Hank's
Yeah, shit,
dad in
that's
Vietnam.
probably the only thing you can reach.
I'm just gonna assume this is through the hydrocyte ring.
No, this is
Just
in
like
real life. We're
crazy.
fighting in the forge. I'm swinging a brick.
The brick.
Carry on.
All
Rem
right.
comes in just like
So,
trying to do some shit.
Specifically, because this is important, especially for Suna and Zex, you have 3 attunement slots. What are you guys attuning to?
My attunement slots haven't changed.
My attunement is Bull Scorcher, the gloves of missile snaring, and the ring of spell storing.
Okay.
Mind
then-
shielding, cloak, spell storing.
Okay. Sounds good.
Oh yeah, while you're going to town, sell those monster parts in the fucking cart. Use a little bit of extra money on your journey, I guess.
Are we taking the cart with us?
You can take the parts
How am I going to carry these parts? I'm not a strong lad.
in your bag.
I don't know if I have enough room in my bag.
It's literally some scales, a fire gland, a heart, a claws, and some blood.
I'm
How
still not
much-
sure if I have enough room.
And an
How much
eye.
I have
would
a
that-
lot of shit in my
You're
bag.
teleporting.
How much would that weigh?
The scale should specifically have a poundage with
Those are
them.
10 pounds, so altogether you're looking at like 20, 23 pounds, something like that.
We can carry that together if we sell it immediately.
I'm a strong lass. I think I can carry that.
So it's this large bag it's canvas bag that Suna wraps up the parts from the cart in.
Sick.
All right. Any other preparation?
I'm good to go.
I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but it's fine. I have
Okay.
Mandabar, right?
If you want to.
Yeah, I want Mandabar.
So did we take a long rest between last session and this session?
You did, I believe.
Well, at the very least, it's been like a day.
Well, that's where this has been put.
Right.
So
The next day.
yeah, it's been a day since Tiber has been vanquished, and you all had the feast, and then you all had slept and gone back, and this is where Gilgamesh had told that, and you guys had gotten up and used the majority of the day. And we'll say now, if you guys want, you rest, and at the dawn of the next day, you guys are ready. 2 days since Tiber's been
Okay.
vanquished.
I just want to make sure that I hadn't written down that I had taken one.
Do we need any money out of the treasury before we go? Are we
can't have any.
authorized to take money?
No,
I think we'll be okay.
no.
I think
You
we'll
can't.
be okay. I have a reasonable amount of money. Not a lot.
You still
but,
have some waiting with Barris as well.
Yeah, we still
And
have
I'm-
quite a bit waiting with Barris, and I'm sure she has it stocked by now.
And I'm giving you the monster parts I have to sell off to kind of offset the cost a bit. And
Right.
I also have a shopping list that's going to Barris for her to, or Jaylene, whoever. I don't care. I just need some things.
Was that the letter you gave me? Is the shopping list?
There's a shopping list. There's other things. I don't know. Some sweet nothings for Jaylene. Who knows?
Oh, I'm sticking this hood of darkness on my face again, by the way.
Okay.
The letter for Jaylene is secret
The-
love letter from me.
For aesthetic purposes.
Zex's face disappears under this kind of whirling void, and then you just see two green orbs for eyes pop up.
That's nice, Sex.
It's great. Let's get out of here.
Or
Or maybe
Alright.
I won't. That can be my secret identity.
Okay, so you're pulling it off.
Yeah, I'll pull it back off.
Okay. Starting at Foremount. What are you guys doing?
So got Mandibar, teleportation circle to Greywell.
All right.
So I'll use one of the chalks that I had in my bag.
All right. As long as you're keeping track of those chalks.
And if I use residuum, it's 50. It's like the same cost.
It's the same
but
cost.
in residuum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds good.
So,
Not doing residuum, but I wanted to check.
as you spend one of your chalks, you whisk away with the minute you, your horse, and Suna to Greywall. You reappear in this place, still entrenched within, after the hill. The peak of winter has already come and gone, but there's still light snowfall around as you find yourself within the teleportation circle section of the Mages Guild.
yeah.
That big door that we put the cart through is still there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring Mandibar out around front for now.
Alright, so you tie Mandibar to the side of the Mages Guild.
And
I'll
let's- go ahead.
I'll just go out through the normal size door, and just into like the
You exit
Okay.
within the stone accented with wood halls of the Mages Guild. You
Go to
guys are
front.
both within Greywall.
Let's give Jaylene her letter first.
Alright. Easy enough to find Jaylene as she gives you a warm and welcome greeting and welcome back to Greywall, as it's been a while, as you pass off Rem's letter to her.
Time for that summary, Helminia.
My dearest Jaylene, what that? No, I'm not gonna make the joke.
The poor lass.
I'm gonna basically give her a summary of what I've done up here. Usually I'd be like, hey, we killed a lord. I'm gonna explain to her the whole undead situation
Mhm.
and how I'm basically trying to commandeer Foremount until we can figure something out. I have a shopping list for her to send if she has someone to send it. I need more glass bottles, more cloth, more root, some basic supplies to get through the winter because I don't know if they have enough medicine, shit like that. I don't know what they have up here.
Gotcha. As she looks over the letter and kind of nods at both you and Suna's ex. Thank you. Is there anything I can do for you two?
No.
Oh,
I'm good.
What are the shops around Greywall? I
well,
haven't spent a lot of time here.
that's okay. Well, I'm sure Zex would be able to show you around, but off the top of my head, of course, there's the Spectral Allies, those who are looking for arcane types. We have Logden, the herbalist, who is who you need if you go to salves, acids, potions, that of the sort. Thorin's Forge, if you need something to protect yourself. Viper is the supply of most of the rudimentary weapons, flails, swords, axes. We have a new-ish enchanter in town. If you have something rudimentary that you want to take to the next step, they've been doing that as well as creating some more commonplace, non-fighting centric magical items for just the citizens of Greywall.
Interesting. Thank you.
Of course. I'm sure Zex would know where each and every one of them are.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Well, you two have a wonderful day. If you need anything
you.
else from us.
Thank you. You too.
Appreciate it.
Where can I sell these monster parts, Zach?
Monster parts. So we have what? 10 pounds of scales, right? Some blood. What else?
You have
Might want to write this down.
I am.
exactly. That is the wrong application. 10 pounds of red wormling scales, 1 red dragon wormling eye, red wormling fire gland, red wormling heart, red wormling claws. I was not given numbers on that.
Okay,
And 3 bottles
one
of red
eye.
wormling blood.
Fire gland.
I will send these to you. On
How much blood?
3 bottles worth.
So I have the scales, the eye, the fire gland, the bottles. What else?
I'm sending you a list.
Let me pull up this map real quick.
That is for you.
Scales. Okay. The heart is the only thing I'm missing. Okay.
I did good butchering this time.
I appreciate it. So I would say probably most of this stuff would go to the herbalist. So let's go there then.
Okay.
I'll bring Mandabar along and stop off at the stables on our way there.
Okay.
I'll just follow Zach, I guess.
Okay. So there's a quick stop dropping off Mandabar at Gideon's stables. Before the two of you head throughout the lightly snow and frost covered streets of Greywall, you're heading to Logden's, the herbalist of Greywall.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys push through, and eventually find yourselves at the actual store. To keep things simple and quick, as a lot of this will be referring to general downtime, happenstances.
I can roll persuasion for price, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And tell me what you're trying to sell.
Let's start with the blood.
Okay.
That's 3 bottles of it. That's going to be a 19 for persuasion.
Okay. All right.
Next,
They will
go ahead.
buy a dragon blood bottle for 50 gold a bottle.
So that's 150.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll mark this down. We can split it up after we get everything sold. So that's 150.
Okay.
Fire gland next.
Okay.
Gonna be a 21.
21. For a fire gland, they'll do 100 gold pieces.
Okay. Eye.
Singular dragon eye.
Also 21.
Okay. They will buy that for 50.
Heart.
Okay.
22.
22. They will buy that for 150 gold pieces.
Okay, and then the scales.
Okay.
I rolled the best on that one, 25.
Yeah.
For that, he is actually willing to trade with you.
What am I going to trade?
For the 10 pounds of scales, he is actually willing to trade
Drugs?
Drugs.
Dregs.
Drugs. No. He's actually willing to trade a potion. Specifically, a potion of fire resistance.
I can't think of any scenario in which that would be useful to us right now.
I think the gold might be more useful.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much is he willing to give us in gold?
200
Well,
gold
maybe-
pieces or the potion.
Maybe the.
Your
Hold on.
choice. Either a potion of fire resistance or 200 gold pieces.
Let's.
I don't believe that you rolled a table for what he would give us.
I don't know. I think we take the potion for now. Maybe.
You sure?
Yeah, because. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's one potion. Can I try and charm it into giving me a second one?
The specific DC got him willing to trade for an item instead of gold.
Got it.
So you take a potion of fire resistance as well as the other gold for all of those dragon parts. All right.
I might have stuff to sell. Let me look at my inventory real quick.
Okay.
I'd,
What you got, Suna?
I'd like to go to Viper's weapons after this.
Why don't you slip over there? I have a couple more things I need to do outside of it. So
Okay.
All right.
I'll see you over there.
So Suna slips over to Viper's weapons. As you make in, you can see the man who I would equate to Nordic descent with red hair tightly bound together into a braid that goes down his back in one large red knotted rope. As you go in, what are you looking to buy?
I'm looking for a short sword.
Easy enough. You'd be able to purchase a short sword at a normal price. So that would be 10 gold pieces.
Oh, okay. I'll do that.
Okay. As you mark off 10 gold pieces, you are able to procure a short sword. All right. With that all done, is there anything else?
ice spider silk.
Okay. The pocket's worth of spider silk.
3.
3 pockets. All right.
26 on that one.
All right. They are not worth too much, but they are willing to sell the spider silk. Take basically your collection of spider silk for 9 total gold pieces.
9 gold.
Yes. They're not exactly rare creatures. You went from a dragon to spider.
But ice spider.
Mm-hmm.
Magic spider. Big magic spider.
Big spider. Spider not worth as much, I apologize.
Okay, I'll take the 9 gold.
Okay. As you mark off your silk and add 9 gold. Anything else?
Can I try to sell my club?
Your what?
My club that's just a chair leg?
He's not gonna give you a lot for that, but you can make a persuasion check.
I mean, it's just disguised like a chair leg.
Make a persuasion.
20. 22.
22. Hey, he's willing to buy it, but I'm talking like for 5 copper.
You know, that's 5 copper I didn't have before.
Okay.
I have one less fucking chair leg I'm hauling around.
Okay, so you sell for 5 copper a chair leg.
Sick.
Okay.
Into it.
So, with your dragon and spider and chair leg sold, anything else for the city
Spectral
of Grail?
Allies.
All right. You guys you collect Suna at Viper's Weapons and head over to the familiar green tinted building of the Spectral Allies. As it opens up, Suna, for the second time, you can see the long shelf expanding over with cases of different scrolls and small magical gadgets spanning over across. And you can see a young wood elven boy working the counter as he kind of looks up at both of you coming in.
What was his name? Can I make a history check?
Fuck.
What you guys got?
It was like Tivin or something. Can I roll a history?
Sure.
I think
Swipe. Thank you.
Swipe.
21.
We won. Hey, you weren't that far. It's Zivin.
Oh, I was so close.
I was
You were a letter off. Not
Zidin. We're looking for bears.
bad. I can go get it. I'll be right back. And disappears behind a small curtained door, and then a couple minutes pass. Eventually, wearing a black dress, her hair pulled back, she emerges the high elfin form of Barris. She looks back and forth across the two of you and welcomes both of you back to the less chilly lands of Greywall.
So I have letters for you. I'll give the 2 letters to Barris.
It's just one letter, is just bigger. As you pass forth this, she peels it open with her fingers and reads the letter.
So I gave Jaylene the basic rundown, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving Barris all of it. Like, all of it. Like, everything we encountered. Like, what the Barons were like. What we had to go through. All the emotional trauma.
It takes her a while to read.
And then I'm gonna make a joke about how I don't know how she goes through ledgers all day because this shit's killing me. This shit's killing me. And I'm just gonna explain to her that I'm running the town for right now, and that, you know, depending on what the royals say, we might have to look elsewhere. But I'm holding down the fort, literally and metaphorically.
Well, they won't have to hold down the fort for much longer, luckily.
Okay.
What can I do for both of you?
In other news, I got this weird bowl.
Magical
So
plateware, then?
I guess. I'll show her the bowl.
She kind of looks it over. It's lovely make. It seems to be a historical piece. Do you take it I can take it you found this up north, dear?
Yes, in the catacombs beneath Foremount.
Well, it's probably a historical piece of... Probably something of the Foremount families.
It's magic.
Every good family heirloom's magic.
I have it written down somewhere. Let me look for it. like creates a link with the user's stomach. So like if you put beer in there, they're going to be drunk.
Seems a
Or-
little underhanded, but okay.
Or if you put any kind of magical potion in there, the effects are applied and then the liquid becomes non-magical.
I guess everything can be useful in its own way.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty useless too. Anyway,
You're getting
There's
better,
that.
dear.
I just wanted to double check, make sure it didn't have any weird properties to it. I identified it. That's what I got back.
Well, you know identifying isn't a foolproof process. But that would imply that the thing is, 1, either has a mind of its own, or 2, made with powerful enough magic that it can obscure itself in some way. It's more
a
than
bowl.
likely it's just a bowl.
It's a bowl. We'll leave this bowl alone for now. I'll stick it back in my bag, and then the gem of engorgement. I'm describing it before I even concentrate on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what to do with it.
Well, generally cursed items are just like that, cursed items. It's unfortunate, but it sounds
Well,
like it would put your life at risk if you were going to use it.
I'm not planning on using it. I want to get rid of it. I just don't have anywhere to put it where someone might where it's impossible for anyone to find it, right? And I don't want to just leave it laying around for something to happen.
Are you asking me to do something about it?
I'm not asking you to do something about it. I'm asking if you know where I can possibly dispose of something like this.
Well, generally anyone who's practiced enough in the arcane would be able to get rid of it. Myself, a high practitioner of the royal family, or even any exceptional arcane practitioners that you're aware of.
If I just gave you the gem, could you deal with it?
You watch as she kind of pulls back her hands, and you watch as her fingertips leave the countertop, and then the counter seems to almost follow her fingers as a small, light brown with green tinting case is actually pulled out from the counter. I could put it in here. You hear the hinges open, and it's just a small chest that seems to lightly float in the air.
Can I ask how you did that?
It's just a simple magic trick, dear.
Well, yes, but how specifically? Because that seems very useful.
Well, it's... She kind of leans forward over the counter, and you feel her tug at the strap on the satchel that you carry.
Mm-hmm.
You understand the general arcane practice behind your bag, don't you, dear?
Yes.
Well, it is along the same lines as that. I create a personal, private pocket dimension, and I can throw things in there. Some people can make large enough pocket dimensions that they themselves can step in. I'm not quite there. I can only throw things away, but I'd be able to retrieve it, just as you would from your bag. But it's a little better hidden.
That's a good point. Here it is. I'll pull it out of the bag and throw it in the box.
Okay. As you pull this gem out of the bag and throw it in the box, I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm about to start choking. My wisdom really sucks.
Goodbye.
7. I rolled okay. 17.
I thought you said 7. I was
No.
oh, here we go.
I'm
I heard
okay.
7 of it. Oh no.
17?
Yeah.
There's a quite small thing as you toss it towards the open chest where it almost feels like it sticks to your fingers, but you're able to flick it off, and you see this large-ish gem fly and then hit, seemingly you hear it hit the inside of a wooden box, and then it closes and remorphs with the counter.
Okay, I'll just leave that with you for now, I think.
Of course.
So you know a lot about magic.
I would say I know quite a bit, dear.
JC,
Mm-hmm.
how would I describe my issue with Thunderclap and friends?
You would say after casting, you've forgotten a realm, a bit of your arcane practice.
Okay.
But it's just you've forgotten it. And upon explaining this to her, she remarks and asks, where does your arcane ability come from?
That's a really good question.
Because being able to reverse an effect on yourself, as you've described it, a self-inflicted effect even, requires you to understand where it comes from in the first place. Because then you might be able to understand how you lost it.
Any books you can suggest?
Well, if you haven't learned the arcane from books, as you so lovingly put it in the first place, I'm afraid this is not my area of expertise.
Do you know anybody I could talk to?
If you find an arcane person that they themselves are inherently magical, they might be able to help you. That is the problem. Someone as in myself have come from what they know through years of arcane study. Of course, being what I am, all elves are born with intrinsic magic, and I would say the same with your dear ally, Zex. They are imbued with magic that they have learned, of course, but also magic that they were just simply born with. You yourself are a special case, dear. Humans are not inherently magical. Or they shouldn't be. But you have to figure out why you bleed the arcane. I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out, dear.
Thank you.
Well,
I wish I could be more helpful, but this is not my area.
how good are you at explaining unexplainable events?
What do you mean?
I mean, I had a dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this dream, I fought loads of people. Some of them I recognized, some of them I didn't. And I got this card at the end of it. And this card was then, like, put on my body somehow. So I got this card by winning a fight in a dream.
Sounds like
Don't forget the angel.
Oh yeah, there was this weird guy.
Be not afraid.
He looked pretty freaky. I'm just gonna, leather jacket, like aviator sunglasses, jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fucking weird.
All these things that haven't been invented yet, yes. Well,
Yeah, you know, denim.
I'm not canvas, dear. Jeans were originally made from canvas. Fun fact. Well, I'm generally a fan of things that are explained by the arcane. However, one who specializes in things that aren't what would call normal. A patron of the Mages Guild specializes in things like that. Not myself.
What patron is that?
They go by the title Doctor.
Great. That's not what I figured. Okay.
I'm sorry, dear.
All good.
The things that I specialize in make sense. Unlike them.
So I have a couple other errands to run around the land here, not just in Greywall. Once I finish with those, if I come back, would you be able to help me get in contact with the doctor?
I can message him and say that you're looking. He doesn't really have an address here.
That's what I figured. The only time I've seen him is during the tournament. Or I think I saw him once in the Mages Guild a long time ago too. But mainly the tournament.
There was a tournament here?
Yeah, it was crazy. Assassination attempt right at the end.
Oh.
Bonkers. We almost got thrown in jail too. It was a crazy time.
They were
Wow.
fun people to watch. It was
Thanks for that again, Barris.
wonderful time spectating. Anything else I can help you, dears, with?
I think that's everything for now.
All right.
Just real quick, what were... She told me I had to find someone. Do you remember her exact words on that?
Bear's telling you to find someone?
Yeah, she's like, oh, she's like, if you found someone like this, they can maybe help
if you yourself bleed the arcane, a person that could help you would be someone who is inherently magical.
In layman's terms, we're looking for a sorcerer, right?
You're looking for because as far as you know, Suna, you do not draw your power from anything except yourself. And what Barris explained is Barris obtained hers through knowledge of the arcane and study. Zex obtained theirs.
Wizard.
Zex obtained theirs through a similar course. However, you do not recall learning, you just recall knowing.
Yeah.
So, her, in layman's terms, was find someone else that just knows.
So if they found someone like me...
Possibly. She just doesn't know who would be able to do that.
Alright, well,
Thank you.
Of course, dear.
Last note here. If you would get in contact with the doctor, I don't know how long we're going to be. It could be weeks. But if you would just let him know that we're looking for him, he's met me before. If he wants to get in contact with me, I'm sure he can.
Do you have a... Never mind. I'm sure he'll work it out.
No. Come on. Continue with that thought.
A personal item you'd be willing to leave with me.
Let me check and see if there's anything personal enough that I'm willing to give up. How about my loot? I've had that for a really, really long time. and I don't particularly need it
Okay.
for this, so I'll give her my loot.
Okay. As you pass off this loot. All right. I'll see what I can do. I've got a few errands to run for Rem anyway.
Great.
Good luck, you two.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Do we want... So as we walk out, I'll ask Suna, do we want to spend the night here for tonight, or do we just want to go straight down? We haven't burned that much daylight. We still have quite a bit of time left in the day, I assume.
What time is it?
You've gone through about half of the day at this point, because it is still a large city that you two are walking through. Luckily, though, you're not exploring the city. Zex knows where they're going.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm gonna interrupt Zax's thought, and I'd like to point over here and ask what this building is.
Let me see. That is Tofan's workshop. It's a place where he's an enchanter. You remember Jillian mentioned an enchanter. That's that shop.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if she was referring to that shop or that one dude we met during the winter festival.
The watchmaker.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, no,
Didn't
I'm
really-
pretty sure she was referring to Tofan, although there might be other people, and maybe that's someone who's working underneath him. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to ask him a question. I'm gonna go over there to Tofan's workshop.
Okay. As you two
I
make
guess I'll go with.
your way across the actual market square, you guys come up to this larger building set up with a small porch and a sign connected by chains slightly swinging in the wind, just labeled with the name Tofan. As you guys make your way closer, a small, thin plume of smoke makes its way out of the chimney. And as you guys step up, you can actually see small glints of metal poking out from the light snow cover of different objects that have been slightly and half buried within the yard. As you make it to the doorway, the door is closed.
I'm gonna pass Suna 229 gold.
Oh. Why, thank you. 229?
Yeah, we may need to stop back at Bear's, at the Spectral Allies again, as Bear still owes me money and I forgot to ask for it.
I
don't have
guess
to
I'll
do that
knock
till
on the
later.
door. The presentation of it feels odd.
Okay, it's just and as the knocks kind of reverberate out, you feel like somehow it echoed, as you can hear a and then you realize that they're footsteps, great, large, heavy footsteps that are coming, and then the door opens, and in it you can see a massive minotaur kind of crouching down in the frame of the door, horns kind of poking through. You can see lopsided goggles that have kind of like been made too big for his face, even his face, as one eye is covered and one droops down over his snout. The horns have different wires, one side copper, one side silver, wrapped around in a kind of interesting show of storage for materials, and you can also see along his chest and waist several different pouches. As he opens the door, he kind of shifts the goggles and then pulls them up and gets them a little bit caught in his horns. Excuse me. Pulls them off and wraps them around his left hand. Hello. How may I help you?
I heard you were an enchanter?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Um,
Oh, please come in. And as you walk in, you're kind of hit in the side of the face by this heat. As you can watch as he steps over to one of like several tables, and as you look around, the workshop is mostly filled with wooden tables that are filled with different gadgets. As he pulls up, and you can hear this crank as he pulls back on something. What can I do for you?
mm, um, is there a way you could make my chain shirt like more protective?
Oh, absolutely. Any specific protections or just protection?
Uh, I guess just general.
As he kind of looks, and he kind of steps a little bit too close, and you can feel the breath kind of almost push your hair back a little bit as he looks over, and then he realizes what he's done and kind of backs up a half a step. He continues surveying. I should be able to do it. It is a cost, however.
How much?
You must understand, making armor better is difficult. If you want a weapon to hit hard, you can do that. But an armor must work in tandem with the person.
Okay.
Let me check. You can see as he moves over to one of this small half table, you can see some iron reinforcements, and you can see a bunch of rings and small hats and pouches, and he just as he pushes all of this off and onto the floor, and then pulls a book out of his one of his pockets and pushes it onto the table. This will take a while. Alright. It'll take me 10 weeks to do this. It is a long, hard process, but I can do it. And
Okay.
through this, I will require 2,000 gold pieces. It is an expensive and difficult process. I am sorry.
No worries.
Most people say no once they find out it is expensive.
Yeah.
Do not feel bad. Oh dear. You feel bad.
No, let me.
I feel bad. I'm not even there. I feel bad for the homie.
I wanna turn to Zex
Yeah.
and whisper in his ear, do you think we could come up with 2,000 gold in 10 weeks?
Oh, we come up with 2,000 gold right now.
Yeah?
I'm not sure if this is what we want to spend it on, but we could.
You can hear this, and you see he's picked up like this small little like mechanic dragon model, and as he finishes winding it up, you watch as it springs from his hand and sort of flitters and flutters around the room.
We could. Barris owes us 10,000 gold still. So,
You want? I could pay you back the 2,000 over time.
that works
That-
fine. It's,
Okay.
it's not just mine as well. It's like we got this money by selling a scroll that we attained from a dungeon north of here. So as long as it, I don't know, we can. Our Hydra's eyes rings won't work this far.
They will not
away,
work this far.
That don't work out.
You won't know until you try.
We
Yeah,
can
yeah.
try, I guess, but the only one who's gonna hear me is Suna. So
Try?
try. Okay, I'll try.
You whisper in, and only Suna hears.
Too bad.
I don't get the sound of them being in a tunnel or anything.
No.
Well, isn't this like in theory just like a sending
Ram is-
spell?
It is
Over
a very
constant?
it's a very concentrated spell.
Walkie talkies.
Rem is currently unavailable.
Yeah.
Leave a message at the
You currently only have Suna receiving. To
I have no
give
way.
you guys basic rules for the Hydra's Eyes, hard and fast rules, because I'm sure you
Yeah.
get bored one night and identify the ring. In order to connect them in such a concentrated spell, they only work within 5 miles of
wow.
each other.
5 miles?
5 miles. So it's more than what you initially thought.
I thought
5
it was more,
miles.
wow.
But they also do not work across plains or more than 5 miles.
Would they know that we're not
What if-
responding, or would they just think, oh, they're being dicks, and they just like don't say anything?
I'm giving this information as Zex is like, I won. Tink. Identify. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it.
This is the
Yeah.
So,
beauty of it being a game.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Crazy stuff.
Wild.
So, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I guess for now we could, if Rem gets pissed, and then you can pay back later. Rem doesn't care, then it
Oh.
doesn't matter either way. I'm willing.
If Rem gets upset, I'll deal with Rem.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back up
wait.
to.
Okay.
Will you run over and talk to Barris? How'd you make the little toy dragon fly around the room?
Oh, I made him, and then, he works in a mixture of arcane and gear work. His wings fly up and down and are able through, just gears. The wings are not big enough to support his body, and that's where magic comes in.
Do you
It's like a bee, except it doesn't actually fly.
do you sell the dragons?
Oh, I mean, if you want him. And it just flutters down, and it kind of hits off in his horns like, oh, and he catches it. I could sell him. He places him on a table.
How much?
Oh, how about, 15 gold pieces.
Oh, 15 gold pieces has never left my pocket. Has never left Suna's pocket faster.
All right. So, and she kind of shows you there's this small little like like an old wind-up toy. You wind it on the back, and as soon as you pull the key out, the wings begin fluttering, and it flies around for about like 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how much you wind it up.
Oh,
And it's this little copper dragon model.
there.
Glad you like it.
I want to take him and place him on my head.
Okay.
So it's just like sitting on my head.
All right. So, Zex, you're running back to Barris's and getting the gold.
Yeah.
It's easy enough to do. You're able to cash out up to the remainder of 10k.
I'll just take all of it. It's in platinum, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that'd be 200 platinum.
Yes.
200 platinum for that, but 1,000 total, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll run on back. Give Tofan the 1,000 for it then.
It's
And
2,000.
2,000. My bad. The 2,200 platinum pieces, and then keep the remainder for now.
Okay. So you pay the 2,000. Suna, you have to give him the chain armor as he will work on it.
Okay.
So, unless if you have a temporary armor, you are currently armorless.
Armor. I guess. Does Vipers sell armor? Or do I have to go to Thorin's?
Thorin's is generally the one that sells armor, but if you want light armor, Viper has some.
I think. Give me one quick.
And as they consider,
Um,
what are you guys up to? Anything else?
I'm good. I'm ready to start heading down to Kelvium whenever Suna's done in Greywall.
I guess I'll go over to. I'll try Vipers first.
Okay.
I'm just looking for hide armor.
Hide armor? They they are able to supply you with hide armor. It'd be 10 gold pieces.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
Okay, so you spend 10 gold pieces, and now you have hide armor. You can equip that while your chainmail is in the workshop.
I'm ready to go when you are, Zach.
All right. And with that, you two will head along your way as they do not have teleportation to get
Should I
down to
rent a
Tilvium.
horse?
If you want to, you can get one. Otherwise, it'd be Mandabar either working as a pack horse or one of you just walking alongside.
Should I rent a horse, Zach? Or should I buy? I guess I could just buy it.
Okay, you can buy a horse.
Should I buy a horse, Zach? Might be quicker.
A riding horse. Costs 75 gold pieces. If you want to buy one.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll just get it on the way out of town or something.
Okay. So, from the southern stables of Gideon's, you purchase a riding horse, and you can think of the name as you
That was
guys continue on your way.
75.
75 gold pieces.
Sweet. Oh, where's
As you two begin the journey downwards. With that, while this is happening, Gilgamesh, Rem, the first day of Suna and Zex being gone has happened. And
So I've long rested?
you guys have had the chance to long rest.
Oh, baby.
Is-
Guess who
was-
still has vampire bullshit in his blood?
me? Still me. I am.
Gil
bitchy.
has both the bites and damage from the clay golem, which is different on his
Well, and
body.
It's upsetting
Clay
because
Golem doing?
my
So-
HP maximum is so low.
You're looking like just seeing Gilgamesh walk by. He has bite marks along the left side where it connects to his shoulder, and then part of his snout is bashed in and refilled
lord.
to make a full volume of a snout with clay. And you can see how it like impedes his breathing and movement sometimes.
So I'm assuming as we're being approached by whatever fucking monstrosity you're gonna give me today, that I am with him doing medicine checks today. We're having Rem Gil bonding.
I'm with Darren right now.
Yeah.
If you
I
need
am
to
not
contact
asking.
me, contact.
So-
I don't even know. Wait, hold on. I can pull up his last. Oh man, I didn't even pull that up. Hold on. I'm gonna get his last name because I have it written down. I know what it is.
Okay. But
You keep going. I'll give it to you
this
in a minute.
general first day, and then second day go by, and then the third day happens. So, if there's anything in these 3 days that you guys are doing, whether it's Rem coming to Darren's house and trying to help Gil, or
I'm checking on the town as we go. How are the people reacting to me checking in? How is the town?
the town is in an odd state. You can see what it is comprised of day-to-day life right now is Mordak finding food stores that were kept throughout the castle, and he also tells you that the foreman's house had substantial collections of food as well. And then he recruiting members of the Grey Wall, or not the Grey Wall Guard, the Foremount Guard, to walk through, pull the carriages throughout that town, and disperse food where needed. You can see generally people grabbing food, tending to themselves. You can see walls that have been shattered or broken in, doors that have been broken open, handles of doors and windows that have been smashed and pushed in, getting restored. And the town seems to be in its process of healing.
I want to start mildly reestablishing order, so I want to start establishing who's going to run the fields now.
Okay. You just looking for someone, or you spending the days looking for someone, or do you have someone in mind?
I don't. How about the 2 farmers that we saved?
Sure, you can spend time to find them. Mordak will help you.
I'm just gonna put out a public service announcement.
Mm-hmm.
The guards are walking around. I can have them.
Give,
You know?
Start yelling.
I can
Yeah.
do public service announcements. Who's gonna stop me?
I don't know.
We'll find out in the next
Tiber.
20 minutes.
Tiber's gonna come back.
Tiber comes
So
back
you send out a general public, and the 2 brothers that had been imprisoned within the mirrors step forward, and you can recruit those 2 for being in charge of the fields. As they generally start looking over the seeds and the needed stuff for when the winter clears.
All right. How are they responding to me? Kind of taking this direction.
You can see right now, although there is an air of a have they thrown out the old one to become a new one, that kind of air, right now a lot of people are just happy that someone has a plan, and you're not getting a lot of resistance.
As we're doing that, I kind of want to do like medicine checkups. I want to check on especially. I basically want to do like my political campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Get the cart! Get the cart! Put me on top of the cart! Gil, drive the cart! I'm gonna do the Princess Diana wave before they JFK me. Let's go.
Okay. And it's
Whoa,
generally a
wow.
thing of the majority of people. You can see their hands are torn from overworking. It's a general state of moving into starvation, that a lot of things are going to get better over time, of people starting to re-get food in their bodies, starting to be able to rest and not have their minds punished for it, and all of this beginning to get worked out of their systems.
I'll offer care to the especially needy if anyone presents themselves.
Okay. Well, anything specific you'd want to do with Gilgamesh, as you know how they're looking?
Let's do a medicine check, homie, and I'm gonna use guidance. What's up? You got that? You got that asthma?
You coming to visit me and
You coming to
Daywin?
visit me?
Homie, I am working on my
Look,
tools.
you are the fucking tool. Come over here. We're doing the medicine check. I'm assuming I dropped by, check on Rachel. You
Sure.
know,
And
Don't
she's
start
doing a
around.
lot better. You can see color returning to her face more and more, and she's
Quick
becoming
insight
more
check. How she
talkative.
feel about me? 21 for that.
Grateful.
The medicine check's a 19.
19. So there, you can see two different things plaguing Gilgamesh. One is the drainage coming from the vampires, and then the other one is you can see sections of his body that have been pushed in where clay has rushed in to fill it and have not let up. You've
And the
treated the vampire stuff before, but you have not treated the clay before.
Let's do the remove curse in the 3rd level.
Okay.
Third one, depression.
Depression.
All right. Does this clear up the sand bullshit?
It does not clear up the sand bullshit.
You know what this means, right?
I'm stuck with this forever.
Surgery.
Mm,
We're doing a medicine check to remove it
uh,
with
I don't-
guidance.
I don't know if Ram's really classified as surgery or not.
I'm the closest you got.
It's true. Like, there's nobody better, but like.
Look, bite the towel. I'm using the tools you got here. This is
So
what
wait,
you wanted,
do I
right?
get? Does my HP maximum go back to normal?
Your HP maximum does not completely go back to normal. I don't have the exact divide, but the HP reduction caused by vampirism stops. The clay does not stop.
Oh, did I get HP reduction from
The
clay?
golem, yes. Anytime the golem hit you, your HP maximum was reduced.
Okay, I can send you my.
I believe.
reduction in my maximum.
I'm just gonna generally say I'm gonna do this, just because I don't know how much. I'm going to say your HP max was reduced by 14 by the golem.
reduced by 14 by the golem.
Yes.
So I'm gained back everything but 14.
Everything but 14. So you're trying to
Surge.
remove.
But I don't actually gain.
Oh,
that
no,
HP, do
no,
I?
you're fucked.
You
You're
do not.
fucked.
Okay,
You're
I don't
fucked.
think
That's a 14.
Yeah, as you're scraping and pulling on this, the clay does not remove itself from the body.
Let's Arcana check it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's
Well.
clay. 17.
It's it's play. It's there.
It is clay, but is also held by a magical like bondage.
Bondage, you said.
Yes,
Gross.
it is pretty gross.
Remove
I may
curse.
or
Are
may
you
not be
working on
into
it?
it.
Remove curse does not work on it. What was your Arcana check?
17.
17. Let's just give you a general DC. You would know that, generally speaking, this is something. This is a
It's like busted petrification.
yeah. This is a harsher one and requires harsher magic than remove curse.
I'll
I'm
come back
just gonna-
tomorrow.
I'm just gonna look up to Rem and just ask. Well,
You've got 5 to live.
Damn.
What a time.
Nice knowing you.
4,
wait.
3,
That was so delayed. Wait.
Wait.
Okay.
Greet the big man for me.
All right.
Oh, I'll come back tomorrow.
So you're not gonna
Okay.
get this off of me?
I can at the moment.
What is it?
It's an affliction. It's not quite a curse. It's different. It's like poison. I need different things for that. Can I like try to clear up his nasal cavities so he can breathe?
The thing is, you can scrape at it all you want, but it's not coming off.
What if I just like break his nose again?
Just smack him.
Tracheotomy time.
He can breathe, but it's like this general like it's like when someone
He needs
is
NyQuil.
sleeping wrong. Yeah.
I'll deal with it tomorrow. For now, I'm going to continue my rounds around the town,
All right.
insight check the masses, see if anyone approaches me, and then go back to my work.
With 2 days of Gil's training being performed and Rem moving throughout, if you want to, there are some people with more afflictions, and if you want to, you can spend some time healing those people. But the day goes by without issue. It is the morning of 4 days after the defeat of Tiber.
That means I've regained HP.
You
My
have
long
regained
rest-
HP.
Okay.
This is
Oh.
what downtime does to you guys.
Oh,
Makes you not appreciate.
long rest are coming nonstop, rapid fire. Boom,
Yeah,
8 hours.
it makes
boom,
you
8
guys. It makes you guys remember how terrifying it was to run through 4 or 5 sessions with no long rest.
Yeah, especially with like big HP reductions.
With this generally said, what happens 4th day after Tiber's demise? Gilgamesh, are you just sleeping at the Trailmore's house, or you go back to the castle to sleep?
No, I'm not. Listen, I know I know I'm not the best person ever, right? Like
I
you
gotta
know
make sure.
this.
I gotta know.
But I'm not intrusive. Like
Okay.
I'm gonna walk and like I'll just make sure people aren't being like dumb and doing shit as I
Mhm.
walk. But
Gotcha.
yeah, no, I walk back to the castle every night
Okay.
or day, whenever
Visits
Get
me
done.
while I sleep.
Yes.
I cuddle up next to
Well,
Rem every night.
Absolutely. Well,
We snuggle.
on the
Keep
4th
warm.
on the 4th day, as you make your way outside
Oh no.
at the gate of the castle, you are
Oh?
greeted with a group of people.
Bandits.
Large drawn cloaks over their forms, and you
Oh,
can make out.
maybe bandits. I'm still deciding if
Still
they're bandits. It might be.
And you can
Ooh,
make
what
out
can I-
7 total figures in a V formation walking through the castle gate.
Bandits. How, like, can I tell like what they are, like race wise, or like if I know any of them, or
Bitches.
Make a perception check as you're seeing them walk up the path to the castle. Just walk through the courtyard.
it's to the actual castle, right?
Yes,
Not just
they've
through the
just
city?
walked through the gate that has never been closed since you guys have stormed the castle.
Unnatural 20. I know all of them and their entire criminal history.
What you can see is these large, thick, dark black cloaks of these 7 figures walking towards you. As you can see, they're all the hoods pulled up and over the faces, but you can see in the one in front, you can see this large, flat-chinned, white individual who is about as tall as you. You can see the linings of the cloaks, the insides of them, although the outsides are all black. And you can see small gold and silver trim on the outside. You can see the inside of each cloak is a different color. The one in front, for instance, is lined with the color purple. As you can see different colors, green, blue, brown, yellow, silver, red, throughout all these cloaks as they walk up. the figure at the spearhead of this V formation, you can see them reach up, grab the cloak, and pull it back. And what you can see is a Goliath form, 2 large black blocked tattoos spinning around their bald forehead and disappearing behind them as they kind of look slightly and survey the castle, looking up, and then their eyes falling to you, Gilgamesh.
How close are we to, like, the castle doors?
You've walked out and, like, have walked about 10 feet away from it, and they're stopped about 30 feet away from you.
I'm assuming I'm turning to, like, I've turned around to look at them, right?
Yeah, you see them, and they all see you.
I'm just gonna kind of, like, stand there with my arms, like, crossed, just looking at them and ask, what's your business here?
Greetings. Are you the Dragonborn member of the group who have liberated this city?
That depends. Who's the one asking?
We are the Arbiters of Greywall. I am
Shit.
Ilkowin, a head arcanist for the royal family. You are.
Going to jail. You're going to fucking jail. You're going to jail.
Oh,
Fuck
God.
no. I'm a criminal. Worth it.
If that's the case, then I am the Dragonborn, yes.
As you see, they step up and away from the group, this large Goliath person, as they step up and they hold out this massive white hand. I am to offer congratulations from the royal family, then. Word has been passed around of what has transpired here, and we have been sent as a personal envoy from their royal majesty.
I'm gonna, like, I'll accept the handshake and I'll give it a
Very
nice.
surprisingly firm handshake.
Yeah, probably one of the best I've gotten.
Mm.
And I'll just ask, so are you here to take over so we don't have to deal with this anymore?
In a manner of speaking, if that is what is needed here, we have prepared to leave 2 of our own here to oversee the recuperation of the land. However, you are still needed for a while. The people trust, or seem to trust. Are you the only one that is left here?
No, there's actually a man that deals with this a lot better than I. I think inside the castle, he's the one you would take these dealings with, not me.
Very well. Well, and you can see a small wave of his hands, and you can see purple arcane energy seem to be pulled from the air from him. We appreciate your and your allies' heroics, and as seen fit, you are free to roam around, and we are not as in case here to be police. We are here to observe and to aid. I'll be leaving 2 arbiters here for assistance purposes, and, if need be, to be a temporary ballast for the people. As he kind of pulls his hands over, you can see 2 figures step forward from the left side of the V formation. As one of them does not pull back their cloak, but another one does, and you can see a blonde-haired but short female as she steps forwards and gives like a half bow.
I'll give her a nod.
These two will be in charge of documenting and assisting in pulling this once grand city back onto its feet. We apologize for being unable to assist in the retaking of the city, but we were not aware of how bad it had gotten, and all too aware of how bad it is in other places. We appreciate the assistance, and I will, on behalf of the royal family, assert a great thank you to everyone involved. Now, we must be off, but the other two will answer questions if there are any, and provide assistance as needed. And as he steps back, you see him mutter something and pull his hands, and as he throws his left hand around himself, this purple, almost spider string looking thing pulls out of his forehead and begins wrapping around all but the other two of the arbiters as they all disappear.
Man.
And the woman kind of looks over and steps. If I may, can you take me to see your other ally? I'm sure both of you would appreciate conversation together rather than twice apart.
This way, and I'll make my way into the castle.
Okay. Rem, as you've just kind of begun your day and have begun sorting through things, you see Gilgamesh enter through a door, flanked by two people. One still cloaked, and the other a blonde-haired woman, her cloak with silver insides thrown back from her head as they step through.
Rem, these two are, I believe, arbiters from Greywall. They're here to maybe take over, maybe not. I don't know. I got lost in the whole thing. It's just, you deal with them.
I'm surprised they've sent me assistance so soon. It's only been a few days. Word must travel fast.
And we travel faster. Good morning. My name is Gwen. I am one of the royal arcanists, also known as the arbiters. Pleased to meet both of you.
And your companion here?
Oh, they are more to observe me. I'm a bit of a new arbiter, and you are my first oversight. Let us get to work.
It's a lot of first for a lot of us here. It's not like I'm rather adept at running a country, but if I don't do it, who will?
To answer your question, we would. Although I'd prefer not to. I have probably just as many questions for you as you would for us. Anything pressing? Or would you like to meet each other over paperwork?
Why don't we have breakfast first? Really quick. There's no servants here anymore, are there?
No.
No one's stepped up to be a servant. I'll make them aware. There's no servants at the moment while we're doing the rebuilding effort, so I can't give you a welcome, but I can certainly feed you myself.
I can help. As she reaches into her cloak, and you see she pulls out this string that has pine cones intertwined on them. And as you see her kind of like push her tongue out into the corner of her mouth for a second as she grinds and twists the pine cone as they all break apart, and then she pulls them off, and you can see about 8 small, tiny figures just like a magician's dove trick. And then you can see small, little creatures kind of buzzing around her head. They help.
Well, you're already carrying your weight.
I do try. Here. Let's...
Can I insight check her? Because she seems like super uptight with me.
Sure. Uptight?
Yeah, 22, nervous.
What you look at is on her face, she's presenting a very big smile and very helpful attitude, but you can see every time she does something, from the casting of the spell to what she says, she kind of half glances over at the robed figure as if she's a student trying to impress a teacher.
Oh, so I'm not the reason she's nervous.
No.
I'm gonna look over to the robed figure and kind of, extend a hand and see if he shakes it.
As they kind of look you up and down. As the hand extends, you can see a clawed and scaled blue tinged skin. As they grasp, it's a suitable enough handshake, as they are, you can see the center of their robes are tinged red. And through the hood kind of coming back and them leaning down to shake your hand, you're able to see this is a blue dragonborn.
Yee! Another person I can bitch at. Cool.
Well, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintances. Since you have some help, if they can handle food preparation, that would be great. And I might as well fill you in on the long, sordid tale of how I, a humble man of the clergy, found myself here.
I'm looking forward to that story. But let's. And through this and over breakfast, you are able to explain everything.
I want to start from Foremount. So
Okay.
I want to hype myself up as the person that helped the war effort.
Mm-hmm.
We did that too.
We know.
We
know?
did that. Then we came here, and then this was kind of like a personal mission for me. And then I said I would come deal with it later, and then it later came faster than we thought. And I've done a lot of things that I'm not entirely proud of to get this city back on track, and I can't abandon it just yet.
What are you not proud of?
Genocide.
As you can
There were
see,
some
she's
guards involved
cold
in
tea.
there were some guards involved in the dispute that I don't think deserved the fate that they had drawn, as Tiber had them under his influence in some way or another. And, I wish things had gone a bit differently. But, innocence is a strange concept to think about. But in my mind, these people were, taken advantage of. Some may have done it willingly, others may not. And I've explained to them this sordid tale of the children that were told that their families would never see them again, blah, blah, blah. And I'm doing insight checks the whole time because I want to see who's crying and who's not. I'm making them aware of all, like, the trials
You're
and
giving them your
tribulations we face.
backstory.
I'm giving them, like, everything that we've done here. Like,
Mhm.
the bite marks, all this, like,
Sure.
Tiber's whole
Ryan.
thing.
Gwen seems enraptured within the entire story. But I'd actually like a full insight check for the Dragonborn.
21?
As they do not sit down, they do not partake in any of the food. You can always see them watching and listening. They're very intent, but their face does not portray anything. They just seem to be a more experienced and more calloused observer than Gwen is.
And I'm going to trigger my eyes to the grave ability as well.
Okay.
I'm not taking any chances. I can't do it again, man.
You can't do it.
You can't fucking more undead. I'm sure no one's pinging. You're like, but.
But
Are you gonna hit me with a butt?
Whoa.
yes,
There's a butt?
the Dragonborn does ping.
Mm.
The moment he pings,
What?
I'm going to look at him.
They're still watching
There's
you.
no way.
What?
I thought
And
this
I'm
was
gonna I'm gonna give him a look that conveys that I know.
I thought this was gonna be some
As you can
Like-
see, the eyes locked onto you, they just kind of nod.
Gil, why don't you show Gwen all the things that we've done so far? Walk around town. I'd like to have a small conversation with this one, if you don't mind.
Oh, Gwen kind of sets down the teacup. Sure. We, of course, need to see everything.
Are you versed in anything of agricultural affairs?
I can procure someone or something that does.
Even though I come from a farming country, I'm not well versed in the fields themselves. The fields I deal with are much grimmer than those that bear life.
I can mostly cover
I've a-
my bases of things that I do not know with something that does.
I've appointed 2 men so far that I know are capable, and maybe you can kind of point them in a better direction than I could, and then we can touch bases later.
Of course. Please, Gilgamesh, lead the way.
I'm just gonna kind of walk out.
Okay. And the two of them exit the dining hall.
The moment they leave, I'm going to take a more serious tone. Why don't you have a seat?
Oh,
You watch the tip of the blue dragonborn snout follow them out the door and wait a couple seconds. They don't acknowledge you saying that. And then as they turn, they take a couple steps forward and lean on the back of one of the wooden chairs. Nothing much gets past the eyes of you, do they?
I didn't get through this town without experiencing a thing or two. Would you care to explain yourself?
It was a long time ago. You're, as a holy person, probably able to see that arcane threads keep my body afloat. I assure you, it is simply a general arcane method in order to keep me serving my kingdom. I am no walking pile of bones, I assure you.
With your ever willing consent, I'd like to make sure that this conversation is completely honest, okay?
Of course.
I'm dropping Zone of Truth.
Alright.
He's gonna know.
Hmm?
And as it's going off, I'm going to tell him, I do apologize for my uncouth behavior, but
No, you don't. It's alright.
you're right. I do what I have to.
I like this guy.
Worked and gotten the notice of the king for a reason. I'd be disappointed otherwise.
So the stuff you said of the arcane threads holding your body in place, how long has this been going on?
I would say probably 2/3 of my life.
Oh, so you're really sly about this, aren't you? You know how this works.
One does not live as long as I do and not understand some of the tricks of the trade.
Let's not dance around it any further then. Have you actually come here to assist me in keeping this town clean and on the straight and narrow? Or have you come for a separate purpose?
Keeping the town together is the purpose. My specific directive is to watch and make sure you yourself are not becoming a problem. Do you understand?
I understand that I've been instruct. I understand that I'm not to be trusted entirely. I am overall just one man of a group that came in and killed everyone in charge. I'm many things in life, but dumb isn't one of them.
And dumb is something I strive to not be.
Are the other arbiters like you?
No,
Any others, or just you?
sweet Gwen is quite new to this procedure. I am not even the oldest of all of them.
I mean in regards to your particular persuasion.
Oh, that is just me.
Is the royal family aware of this? And I'm assuming he's not succeeding any of these charisma checks.
He's not
Is he?
trying to.
Okay.
And a general thing, I know that every voice I do sounds like man voice because I can't raise my voice that much. But this is actually a woman. I'm
That's
sorry.
fine. I'm into it.
Well,
Dead is dead.
that's true. Of course they'd know. Any servant of the cloth would be able to tell. Should be able to tell.
Does she ping like Rachel or does she ping like Tiber?
As in, like, a full undead?
Yes.
It
Does she ping the same way?
is pinging as...
Something here ain't right.
Let me check something. I gotta look at our character sheet.
You sent me this motherfucker Ghost in the Shell?
Ghost in the
Is
Shell.
that exactly who it is? What's her name? What's her name? Who played Ghost in the Shell? Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
Is that it?
No.
Is this Scarlett Johansson?
No.
The ghost within the shell?
They ping as an undead.
Entirely.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask them, is this going to be an issue?
Are you going to make it an issue?
It depends on your particular persuasion. You say you're here to observe, and I believe you entirely. It's just that you don't sit in my work long enough and see things like this and have faith in them. I mean you no rudeness.
Come, there's so much to this world. You really not believe that out of the thousands and thousands of people of my persuasion, there would not be at least one that is civilized?
I believe in civility, but I do believe that the particular persuasion is uncouth. Death is natural in its own way, but I understand your sense of service.
Apologize for making you uncomfortable.
I'm sure you understand how I feel about this. I just did free the town from those of a particular persuasion.
And why else would I myself volunteer to watch over Gwen? It's in bad name for someone of similar, albeit wrong persuasion, to do such horrid things to a town, and I'm not there to observe afterwards. It'd be improper.
Well, I'm sure we have much to learn from each other.
I'm sure
And
we
for
do.
the sake of an argument, I'll keep this a secret.
Do as you wish.
They're condescending as fuck. They're like, haha, midget man, like, inside check, midget man doesn't know shit. Midget man doesn't know shit. He only rolled an 11.
Midget man, don't know.
Advantage because of the zone of truth.
No.
All right, I'll give them a look and let them know. I do hope that this doesn't become a situation down the line.
If there's anything you need to ask me, all you need to do is ask. That is it. I am
Why?
here to observe.
Why?
Service.
A sense outside of service. How? Who?
Myself. I am what you would call a highly devoted person. My mind does not give up when the world wants my body to. I hope you can understand that.
I'm gonna give him just a look of like, it's kind of like disgust, but not quite disgust.
Mm-hmm.
Just bafflement, more or less. And then I'll get it from the table and say, all right, but do bear in mind, I'm not gonna say what they should bear in mind, but like, out of character, we all know we came in and wiped out a town of undead. I could handle maybe one.
I shall. And
if
Ram.
I'm gonna let them say their thing. And then...
They begin pushing away from the back of the chair as they're moving towards the door, and they look back towards you, their blue eyes looking down towards you. I am very impressed we were able to have this conversation so early. You have plenty of potential, and I look forward to working with you.
This man wants to employ you.
That's a 19.
They're still in the zone of truth.
Yeah, I'm inciting their sarcasm level.
Very high.
You get that they probably expected you to find out. They just didn't expect you to find out this quickly.
Oh, the moment they sent me people in shrouds, I'm like, yep. There's dead folks in there.
Listen, they hiding something.
All right.
They hide something, and it's not just titties and ass.
I'm going to walk around the town and observe. I'll meet you later.
This Gwen girl.
Mm.
She's in training.
She is a prodigy.
Anything you think I should push her towards? You know I can be quite difficult. Would it help with your assessment?
Just act as you normally would. I don't need
Difficult
actors.
it is.
I don't need actors.
Difficult it is.
Wait, no, that's my job.
Oh, we're different kinds of difficult.
As you watch, she turns and exits, leaving you in the dining hall.
Oh, God.
Any last specific things Gilgamesh and Rem would like to do before I swap back over to Zex and Suna?
As I'm walking around the city, she was referred to as a... What was she referred to as?
An arbiter.
An arbiter.
No, but like, did they say she was like an arcanist?
She called herself a royal arcanist.
A royal arcanist.
She says, I am an arbiter of Greywall, also known as a royal arcanist.
So I'm gonna like just kind of very vaguely show her around the city, not very excitedly, not very interested. I'm just doing it because Rem told me to.
Okay. She's very like the energy that you do not bring. She brings it in like a muted tone, as you can see, just a general smile as she's looking over everything.
And as we kind of like run out of things to do, I do want to like turn and ask and just say, I do have a bit of a problem, if you could help me.
Do you? What can I be in service for?
I'm just gonna point at the clay on my face.
Oh,
Rem can't do anything about it now. And
I said wait till tomorrow. I'm sorry that I got wrapped up in political conflict and couldn't give you some fucking Mucinex.
And it is so incredibly annoying, and I am very done with it.
And she kind of holds out and up her hand and kind of looks over it. And they can't do anything.
Not of
You're making me look bad.
not as of right now, no. Knowing Rem, you could probably brew up some weird something later, but he couldn't today.
Well, today is a new day, and he does have some extra minds. I am not versed in, the relief of things. I create beings. I do not take away clay. Sorry. But maybe I can help them. They should be more studied in the subject than I. I'll just lend a helping hand.
Is that all you seem to do, is just lend a helping hand?
I would like to. That's what arbiters are for, right? I'm a guardian or something like that.
Listen, I'm just gonna preface this now because it'll probably become very apparent later.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I don't pay fondly to people who are in power, who view themselves as above me. You can ask Rem, I've had incidences before. I will have my things that I would like to do, and you will have yours.
Of course.
Let's keep it that way.
And if you want assistance, I'll be there. But you don't need us, I assume. That's why our first objective was to watch, not to intervene. We're to intervene if it's shown that you two are abusing what you are doing.
The only thing we need right now is somebody to take this place off our hands. Because I'm not one to speak for Rem, but we're not necessarily in the business of ruling and running a place like this.
If that is what you want, that is what we will do.
I mean, fuck it, I'm kind of liking it.
I don't get to kill people this way. I don't like this.
I don't know, man. I mean, paperwork for the rest of my life. I got fucking people looking at me like I'm Pog. We got real power now. We like, as it stands, the royal family has acknowledged we own this place. That's the fucked up thing here. As far as they're aware, we own the place.
No, like, well, we're the only people who kind of can. If anybody's gonna try and own it, we're just gonna kill them and say, what?
Oh, look at you, dead.
Bitch. I'm just gonna leave it at that, and if I have nothing else to show her, like, of importance, I'm just gonna head back to the castle.
All right. Because I know that Rem was gonna try something with Gil's clay affliction. What are you trying? If you are,
Lesser restoration, baby.
Lesser restoration. You apply the lesser restoration. Lesser restoration does not work.
Are you fucking kidding me? You need a 5th level spell for this? I don't have the components on hand for this. I don't have the diamonds needed for this.
I believe it's gold dust.
It's all like resurrection shit like that spells are diamonds.
It is diamond dust.
Am I just watching Rem just like
Yeah.
like low-key freak out?
They
just
press
like,
and they're just like, holy, why is this so strong?
I don't fucking have diamond dust on hand. I'm sure Gwen and the other person that didn't even give me their name, I'm calling them Scarlett Johansson for now. I don't have fucking diamond dust, and I don't think there's any here.
What happened to you being able to deal with this, Rem?
And that's when I had physical components and didn't have to bring someone's dumb ass from the dead. I can deal with this. I just need the components. That means we have to wait for them from fucking Greywall. That means I'm sending a sending spell. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
We've already left Greywall, though, haven't we?
Oh yeah, this is
It's going to Barris.
Oh wow.
This is
Thanks.
on day
Yeah.
4 of your journey. So you are currently in between. Like this would be when Zex and Suna are currently arriving in a city known as Bren right now.
So that's with like my horse and stuff, right?
Yes, you're not
Oh.
riding the horses hard.
Right.
Could we sneak in a
Mhm.
I guess like a wild magic training at some point? And can we sneak one of those in there with Zach?
A wild magic training.
I don't know what that can magic control or something. I don't know what to call it.
All right.
So Bear said you would need help from someone who was like you. I studied to get my magic, technically. Sort of.
Doesn't hurt to try, I guess. I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do this for wild magic training. Suna,
Yeah.
you roll me a D100. Zex, you roll me a D20.
This is going to be a problem, isn't it?
Oh.
Well, it's just like
Can I-
one night as you guys are bedding down, Suna's like working on their magic, and as Zex walks over, you see this, and what'd you guys get?
10.
10.
48.
48.
What's going off?
As you see, Suna kind of pulls out their hand and begins casting like this faint lightning spell as you watch it jump from their thumb to their pointer finger, and then it seems to arc all the way through their body. This blue light that moves through their arms, and then you kind of watch them shake, and you can see in this form you can look at all of their veins bulging on their arms as Suna temporarily gains proficiency on every single check that requires strength.
Whoops.
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 But yeah, if there's nothing else that Gilgamesh and Rem are doing,
I'm just gonna go back to learning my little
you're training with the trail more.
Yeah, I couldn't pull up my notes. Thank you.
That's what I do.
This is bugging me.
All right. On that
My
fourth
sending
day,
spell, which I'm just sending to you.
okay. On that fourth day, at the end of the day, Zex and Suna arrive in the cozy town of Bren, where you can see a large, about 3-story college arises from the eastern side of the village. Long roads are paved well with cobblestone, and the smell of fresh-baked goods fill the air, tinged only slightly with ale coming from the main traveler's tavern.
This is the tavern I'm banned from, isn't it?
It is.
Damn.
Damn.
What happened?
It is the one you're banned from.
So I'm going to pretend to forget about this and attempt to walk into this tavern. Am I wrecking? No, I'm putting on the hood of darkness and then going in the tavern. I knew it would come handy.
I'm gonna hang outside with the horses. You have
Okay.
fun.
You step in with the hood. Yeah. As you're just kind of ignored by generally people.
I'm going to go get something to drink.
All right. You just getting like a standard ale?
Yes.
Okay.
Not as strong as last time.
Yeah, if you just get a quick mug of ale, it's just about 3 copper pieces, and that's it for just a mug that you can nurse for half an hour or so.
3, you said?
3 copper, yep.
Awesome. No one recognizes me?
No one seems to.
After finishing this off and I guess getting up to leave, before I leave, I'm going to take the hood off as I walk out.
Okay.
See if anyone recognizes me then.
As you're looking, I'll give them a reroll on the perception. As
Okay.
you're looking, as you're kind of just pulling it off as you walk out, you're not like flashing it, making it obvious, but no one seems to care if they do recognize.
That's good.
All right. And with that, you guys head the rest of the time, a total of 8 days since Tiber's demise, as the two of you make it to the dwarven city of Tilvium. Suna, what you see coming so south, it becomes a general change of about 5 to 7 degrees hotter from when you were at Greywall. And as you look, you can see the spanning mountain range and the block-like city that protrudes from it. Large plumes of smoke, and you can even, in this distance, hear the sounds of machinery working, as you can see, from the side of a mountain, the dwarven city of Tilvium.
Wow.
So, you guys are at Tilvium. What would you like to do?
We're not getting stopped at the gate like last time.
No, the town is open at this point.
Awesome. I need to find somewhere to purchase adamantium.
Sure. Make an investigation check.
I have advantage since I've been here before.
You've been here, but you have not purchased adamantium. You just have investigation.
Okay. Good point to ask, right? 17.
17. Over a couple of hours of looking through shops and markets, you're able to find a raw ore vendor, and you can see several piles of assorted and including ingots, and you can see copper and silver and gold, and a small pile of, you can see, black bars, jet black adamantium.
And so this is the stuff that's already been treated and processed, right?
This has been processed into ores
From
and ingots.
adamantine to adamantium.
Yes.
Okay.
You can see
That's
there
what I need.
is a collection of several ingots.
Okay. So I need to walk up to that vendor. I'm looking to basically replace the blades on my current customs with stuff made out of that.
Mm-hmm. So you're looking to get an adamantium coating.
No, I kind of want to just flat replace the blades with adamantium.
Gotcha. Okay. So
Okay.
as you walk up to this dwarven person, you can see general streaks of white going out their hair, almost like an English badger, as their eyes kind of look along you as you're just trying to get the blades replaced. As we go
How
through this,
much?
trying to get the blades replaced.
So I'm just looking to purchase the material, not like
Mhm.
have you replace the blades or anything. I just need the raw materials needed to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
2 scimitars. Problematic, aren't you?
Am I problematic?
Probably.
Maybe.
Roll for problematic.
Look. You can see them pull out this section of about 3 adamantine, like small adamantine bars. This jet black metal just scraping across the table. 1,200.
1,200. I need to make a persuasion check to lower that.
As you can see them just kind of watching you almost like rubbing. As you can see, it looks like the beard's meant to go all the way down to their stomach, but they've parted and braided it to almost tie behind their head in this weird fashion. Give me an offer.
Make you an offer? Well, how about I mention that I am one of the great heroes who saved your... How long ago was this? Like 2 months, probably? Maybe more than that?
A little bit more than 2 months.
How long ago are we looking?
I think Adam...
Like 3.5, 4
yeah,
months.
this is add a couple months to that.
Like 4 months? Okay.
Mhm.
Like that, roughly 4 months ago, saved your town from a threat within the mines.
Make a persuasion check.
Dirty 20.
Is they kind of looking up and down with...
Let me see. I have proof. I have a basilisk fang from down in the mine that I can flash.
Show me.
I will pull out the basilisk fang. I knew it would come in handy.
You're just kind of looking... You can see their eyes kind of look up and their mouth kind of like pursed. You know what? 1,000 and that basilisk fang. Good keepsake.
Why? It is a good keepsake. Exactly.
Mhm. It's good proof.
How about just the 1,000?
I would like 1,005. Final offer.
Deal.
All right. Pushes forward the 3 ingots, and you can mark 1,005 gold pieces off.
So this is enough to make the 2 scimitars, right? I would know this.
You believe it would be, yeah?
Okay.
Scimitars are pretty thin. It's just, it seems that the 3 are there as in one thing they make a full-sized ingot and would be able to coat and cover and be able to make blades. Would be able
Make
to fill
blades.
a mold.
Awesome. I will stow those. So I'll just mark those down as 3 adamantium ingots.
Anything else you would like to do in Tilvium?
I need to go and check out the mines again real quick.
Okay. To make your way to the mines, you are not allowed access. The rail has a small guard on it, and they politely tell you you do not have access to the Tilvium mines. But you can see general people moving carts and stuff out and in.
Okay, I need to make an explanation then. I'm part of the group that helped clear the mines about 4 months ago. There's something else down in there that I'd like to check out if that is reasonable. I'm willing to go with an escort if that would help at all.
Look, ain't my job. Talk to Annette. If you were really the hero of the mine, she'd remember you.
I guess I'm going there.
Okay. So you move. Let's see if she remembers you. Yeah, she does.
I can flash the basilisk thing again if it helps.
She's like, yeah. What you looking for down there then?
There was just this weird area down there that I'd like to go check out. I was also curious, did you guys seal up that extra section
Oh yeah.
down in there? Yeah?
Yeah. Bad shit, man. We brought in
Is
an Arcanist, and they said there was a general rupture up to what they call it? Shadowfell was opening up. Bad shit. Or Underdark, something like that. Something.
A rupture? Like a crack in reality?
No, not crack in reality. It's just like you know when you see magic men moving, and then they step through. It's like they walked one step, but instead they're not in my office anymore, and they're on the other side of the world. It's like that, except it stays there, and anyone can walk through it.
Like a portal.
Sure, that's kind of what they said.
Okay.
We had an expert come down and sealed up all that shit.
Who was the expert?
I don't. It was just a off man. I don't know.
Do you have a description? I might want to see if I can find them and talk to them about this at some point.
Look. Clients are clients. This is bad business to discuss them.
Fair enough. If that section is all sealed up, there's no way to access it then, yeah?
Unless if you're some kind of magic man yourself. No, not really. It's all been sealed, blasted away. Gone, rubbled.
I guess we can leave it at that then. Maybe I'll come back some other time and with a means to get through.
You be a magic man, huh?
I am a magic man.
Oh, we got a magic man. Oh. Appreciate what you...
Mighty
Insight check to
disrespectful
see
for
how-
what we did here.
I was gonna say, can I insight check to see how, like, sarcastic she's being?
Okay. What'd you get?
Dirty 20.
She's fucking with you. She's just like... It's something that she's pushed out of her mind for so long. And it's just
Okay.
like, oh, this fucker's wanting to come back, dig it all up. Oh.
Well, I'm going to quickly... There are flames keeping this room lit right now, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy and dim them.
You watch as they're all... And light becomes a lot less, and she kind of stops, kind of leans back in her chair. Fuck. Fine. Look, sealed. Magic or not, you're not getting in. Sorry. I'm just trying to forget about that as quickly as possible. Can't fault a woman for that.
I mean, I can, considering that this happened, I assume, under your watch, and could happen again, theoretically.
We're taking precautions. Everyone's got dynamite now.
That's the same
Oh.
thing we did. They're smart. They're smart. They knew what was up. They said it can't hurt you if it's not there.
Sure, we get a little bit less of the materials, but it works. We ran into a bit of a small infestation it's gone. We only found out it was infested afterwards. It's brilliant.
Well, if something happens again, you let me know.
Of course, you'll be the first person I think of.
Based on how much you're trying to forget this last thing, I doubt that.
You're correct.
Great. I'm done here.
All right. You two make your way out back onto the streets of Tilvium. Anything else?
I'm kind of offended.
Not a good person.
I think I'm done here. You need anything, Suna?
No, I'm good to go.
All right. I'm going to use another chalk to get to Greywall.
Okay. As you two back up to the Mages Guild.
I'm gonna pull my horse around at the front.
Okay. As both Zex and Suna pull their horses around to the front of the Mages Guild and attach them.
I'm not intending to stay here. Going straight to the prison from here. This is just a means of getting this direction faster.
All right.
Already?
Yeah. Unless you have a need here.
I just need to talk to Jaylene, but I can do that later.
No, you go ahead and talk to Jaylene.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to Jaylene real quick.
Okay. You see as you kind of make your way towards the front desk, as you are coming in from the front, you can see she's got a small book open. Oh, welcome back.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Of course.
Have you ever known anyone else like me?
What do you mean, like you? Plenty of people know Arcane.
I guess in the way that magic works for me.
How does magic work for you?
I just kind of know it, and sometimes things go wrong and other spells are cast on accident.
Interesting. I don't know anyone particularly with your affliction, but honestly, the only thing I can really say is there's one person I don't know where their powers come from, that I know of, but I'm not sure if that's much of help.
Do they come through here at all?
Sometimes, more to just get a thing to eat, but it's worth noting, I guess, because generally I can see someone and find out how they practice, if they do practice. Lixon, for example, you can always see him with a book underneath his arm. Kylene, you can see her interacting with plant life and wildlife quite regularly, even down to sometimes bringing a bird into the Mages Guild, as irritating as it is. But there's a man, he wears a raven's mask, and I've never seen him do much, but I know that he is magically inclined. I don't think you've seen him in here before.
Am I overhearing this conversation?
If you wanted to come in.
I wanted to come in. That's the doctor.
Can I look at Jaylene for like confirmation?
You can see her kind of nod.
Ah, fuck.
Comes in intermittently.
Okay. I think Zex was actually trying to find him, so maybe I'll ask him questions when we see him. Thank you.
No problem. I wish I could be more help. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Well, have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you, you too.
Of course. Alright. Anything else within Greywall?
So I asked Barris to get in contact with the doctor. Let's see if she's heard back yet.
She informs you
Do
as
anything here.
you move in. One, she tells you she first has stuff, and she says Rem actually. She asks if you're going back to Foremount, as Rem had ordered some things through her.
Not just yet. Soon, though.
Okay.
Perhaps on another pass-through. Next pass-through.
Okay.
All right. Well, I have contacted him, and they said they were a little bit busy, dear, but they might be able to get in contact with you a couple days or so.
Okay, well, I'm going back out of town. Don't know how long I'll be. Hopefully not that long.
I'm sure he'll be able to find you.
Sounds good. Anything else Suna needs here?
No.
Okay, on to the prison.
Okay.
On to
On to the prison.
If we push the horses, can we get there within the day?
You'd be able to get there in a day and a half.
We can do that then.
Okay. So you guys ride hard as you, within a day, as it takes a day, make it to the edge of the living woods. As you can see, the general woods kind of moving and creaking, almost as if a wind is blowing through, which never seems to blow through here. As both of you have been there, I would like both of you to make a survival check, as you guys have to try and find the place too.
Suna's been to the prison? Oh yeah, Suna was there the first time.
So it was like my first adventure with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. 10?
Okay.
19.
You guys beat as a group the DC, so.
Works for me.
There's only 2 of you, so it's a bit easy. A DC of 20 total. So, you guys make your way there. As you push through. You can see the woods kind of moving in, but you batter them back, both with cantrips and Zex's blades. As you push through, you can see eventually the fact that the woods has reclaimed about 20 to 30 feet already within the short amount of time leading into the prison of the Black Knights. As you guys look along, you can still see rotted armor and bodies of the people you had fallen with the general stuff. As you kind of look past, you can also see that the horses must have broken out of the stables, as there is none left.
Maybe they were eaten by the woods.
I freed him.
Yeah, that's right. Rem left the gate open, I think.
They probably got eaten anyway, but
Yeah,
don't know.
probably.
Darwin.
So what were these red dots over here? They were like statues, weren't they?
As you step over, you can see they are some shattered, some still together, blood-stained bowls.
Bloodstained balls. Is this the correct number? 7? That's how many are there?
Make a history check. Or are you just asking if there are 7 there right now?
12 is the history check.
As you kind of step over, look, yeah, the bowls seem right, but as you check, you remember there's
a
something
statue
in between the bowls. Yeah, this large statue of a man, kind of like from the waist up, covered in hides and wielding a massive sword. And the
I
statue
have
is
this
not
written
there.
down. Hide, massive swords. Why can I make a survival check? Maybe look for tracks or something leading away from here, something that might indicate where the statue went.
Sure.
It's a big statue, right?
It was like 12 feet tall.
That's a natural 20 for a total of 24.
As you remember this, you kind of walk over and look, and you can see slight growths of where the grass had gone back up, but it had been torn out. And you can see slight indents in the grass, and then you look over to the eastern woods, and you can see it's recovered, but you can see slash marks and wounds through the woods where a large blade seems to have torn through the undergrowth.
Is this the unmoving? It's a statue, right?
It was
Looks like a statue.
It looked like a statue. The unmoving was not 12 feet tall.
It's not. Okay.
Or are you talking about the unchanged that you found?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unchanged.
Similar to that.
It was the unchanged was not that big.
Not that big. Let's.
The unchanged was like slightly tall human male height.
Got it. Vampire thing. Let's. Suna, are you down to follow these tracks? There was a huge statue here. It's gone. You remember, right?
Is that what we came here for?
We came here looking for more answers to deal with this amulet. I'll pull out the Obsidian amulet. It has something to do with a old religion following 7 demigods called the Seven Ascended. We also encountered similar stuff along this at our next stop, a dungeon up north of Forminos.
Okay. Yeah, sure, whatever. You can do that.
Okay, let's follow the tracks.
Okay.
How old do these tracks look?
They look pretty old. Like, the tree has been sliced and has healed over the branches that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while. How long, you're not sure. But it's easy to tell a good amount of time has passed.
Well, there still might be stuff down here, so I guess we're following the tracks.
Sure. So, make a survival check.
That 24 survival check wasn't good enough to go for a while. Where'd they go? There it is. 19.
19. As you guys begin pushing off, it's a general battle getting through, trying to identify which branches and roots are disturbed and sliced before Zex or Suna, before you guys yourselves have to slice them as they are slowly pulling and tugging and tearing at your clothes. Is an upward battle the entire time as you guys push through an hour and a half trying to stay on this trail.
I'm mainly looking for those deep footprints.
Mm-hmm. It's a difficult thing to do with this living forest.
Look, I have Molotovs. But I feel like that might not be so good for following a trail.
Might miss it all.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Okay. Eventually, the sun begins to go down as this day of harsh travel and foraging going through these woods comes down, and you guys have to decide whether you are pushing through the night as you are leading your horses with you, or if you are going to bunker down and sleep.
Up to you, Suna. If you want to sleep, I can make us safe from the trees so they won't get up on us in the night.
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay, I need to clear an area, making sure there's nothing within the area where I would cast a tiny hut.
Okay. How are you planning on clearing it then?
Scimitars mainly. If there's some stubborn stuff, then I will attempt to uproot it, basically.
Yeah. This
I can help with my short
forest
sword.
is basically nothing but rough stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys clear this patch, and then Zex begins to cast Tiny Hut.
I'll do it with a spell slot so it's fast.
Okay, as you... and you guys settle down, having your night. And then the next day passes. As you two wake up, you can see the branches have kind of just lied on in these claw cradle motions over the dome, as they can't pass through, but they are trying. This small, soft curtain of overgrowth starting to encase the hut.
Am I able to drop it without us, like, getting super tangled?
You're not sure?
I guess we'll attempt it. I'll drop in the tiny hut.
You watch as the two claws just kind of come down and then just kind of rest, intertwining, locking like fingers. Giving you not a lot of headspace, but you guys aren't crushed.
Let's keep on this trail then.
Okay. New day, new survival check.
Sounds good. How's your survival? Suna. Like, what's your wisdom?
Our wisdom is a 15.
So we have the same. Can we both roll separate survivals?
Sure.
Okay, I got a 17 on mine.
Okay.
I got a 6.
Okay. You guys are struggling, but you guys are moving. You guys are pushing through, Suna constantly losing the trail and Zex pushing you back onto it. Neither of you are getting lost, but it's harsh work and you guys are not getting rewarded for it.
Is the trail heading in a static direction? Like a straight line?
There are sections where it is like throwing off, but your general sense of direction, and sometimes you climb up trees and look over the treetops, you seem to be heading overall eastward, but you are having, like, there is some zigzag and some randomness to it.
But overall eastward. So, like, let's say I go straight in one direction. Eventually, am I gonna, like, continue with the trail as far as I would know?
You can try.
Well, like, I'm talking based on what I've already done. Like, if I had started and just gone in a straight direction, would I have stayed with the trail before?
No.
Okay.
But the overall direction seems to be predominantly eastward.
So, from up in the trees, how close are we to the edge of the living woods?
As you look, if you go southward a couple hours, you'd be able to get out onto the road, and then you could guess that you're maybe about a day away from Lichton.
What about east?
East, it looks like you could travel for, at the very least, a couple more days. Because you know the living woods kind of wraps around the northern end of Lichton.
Okay, so rather than going through this and taking a bunch of time with it, can we just assume, as long as Suzanne is okay with us, can we just, like, assume that we attempt to follow this trail until we get out of the living woods or find the end of it?
If you want to.
That's what I would like to do.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
So, in total, 3 more days are spent going through this. And this is a continuous feature. Eventually you guys get out of the woods as it kind of curls down, and you are currently on, as Zex, like, kind of reorientates the two of you, you two are on near the eastern side of Lichton.
And the trail is still going?
After you go out, the trail kind of stops, as a lot of it that you guys were following was carnage throughout the woods. There's not that much through grassland.
There's not, like, the footprints, though, is what I'm really looking for. This is a heavy statue.
Yeah, and they seem to have disappeared. It is after you guys have gotten out. The footprints do not stay that long, as the trail is lost once you guys get out of the woods.
Could I try to find it again?
Sure. I'll let you, both of you, if you want, to make one final survival check.
I assume it doesn't matter what we roll, but dirty 20.
Okay.
16, 17.
Yeah. Neither of you are able to pick back up the trail. You have
No, I'm
lost
not
it
surprised.
at here.
Yeah.
Crap. Well, let's deal with the stuff I want to do in Lichton real quick. So we're like near the
Mhm.
eastern side. I
Mhm.
assume we can get there within the day.
About half a day, yeah?
Yeah. So let's get to Lichton, and
Okay.
then
Oh.
As you head there, a sound that you have not heard from Lichton before can be heard. The sound of carts in the streets, hubbub through the different buildings, and the general sound of a larger town, not quite yet about on the edge of being a city, of it being alive and moving. As the two of you enter, you can see the hefty cobblestone streets and the general sides of some buildings still destroyed and boarded up, but other ones teeming with life.
well, you know
me
where
think
I'm headed.
Watch me think everything is fine. Yeah, this is normal. I don't see anything wrong with this.
Super normal.
It is normal.
I don't know why we're here.
Normal now.
So what do you want to do?
We still have the old Lichton map, don't we? Somewhere.
Where are you
We
heading
don't need it.
towards?
The store where I got the residuum originally.
Mhm. As you step up, you can see this small one-story house, this thatch and mud roof pushed over it. As you can see, the house had been damaged, but you can see the boards have now been removed from the window, and it makes quite a homely place. As you can see different wind chimes that have been set from the top front, and as you step onto it, you can see a small sign that has been pushed into one of the pillars of the porch. And it simply has a small sign that you both can recognize as a symbol for wares.
Okay, Suna. I'm going in there and I'm going to get some stuff. You should stay out here.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to go like down
Um,
an alley or something, stealth and then greater invisibility. Unless Suna is saying something to me.
No, I wanted to ask, I wanted to ask you a question.
Of course. What you got?
Um, while we're kind of moving through, can I, I want to look at the mansion, just like down the street, want to look at it.
Mhm.
How to,
This large wooden mansion that expands for about 2 to 3 stories. And you can see this general, it looks a bit colder than the other places, but still it looks nicely made and cleaned up and repaired.
can I insight check a building?
What are you trying to learn?
I don't know. Just kind of maybe guess as to why Zex has brought me here to this place. If I, or maybe an Arcana check. Yeah, like a vibe, I guess.
It'd be an insight check towards Zex, basically. Other than what he's told you.
Do I need
Can
to
I
roll against an
can I-
insight?
Can I Arcana check the building for like that has like magical feel to it, I guess?
Sure. Sure. Why not?
Why not?
Magical building.
18.
Building doesn't look magic. It just looks older than the rest of them, larger.
Okay, I guess I'm just standing where Zach's left me.
All right, Zex, what are you doing?
Down an alley, greater invisibility, and then stealth.
Okay. So you
Or maybe
cast-
stealth first, so that I
Sure.
don't know. I don't want people to see me go invisible, you
All
know?
right. Yeah. Roll me your stealth check.
Yeah. Uh, 30.
30, okay. So you step in to the alley next to the shop, cast greater invisibility, which lasts a minute.
Or we could do normal invisibility, I suppose. That'll last me an hour.
Okay, so normal invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
And now, as you move into the shop, towards the shop, the door is closed. You just opening it and going in?
You remember in Foremount when I like kind of slipped in the door? I'm
Mhm.
doing that kind of thing.
Okay. Can make a check, stealth check.
31.
Okay, as you move in, what you can see is the interior is a lot more lit. As you can look over towards where the counter is, this general layout of the store remaining how you vaguely remembered it, of a lot of different little hangers that have gloves and small clothes and ropes and different knickknacks on it. As you open it up, you can see a small, older humanoid halfling being, large glasses that have small rope that ties around the back, kind of look up, just, and then doesn't see anything. The door is slightly open as he kind of cracks his back, steps down and moves over and shuts the door. These damn hinges. And you are invisible in a ware shop.
I'm going in back.
Okay. The door there is closed as well.
Is this old dude looking away?
You see as he walks back and then sits at the counter, you can see him kind of begin to rifle through a small bag.
I'll try and sneak through this door too, but I want to like quietly shut it behind me so he doesn't notice that it opened.
Okay.
This kind of thing.
As you move to the door, it is locked.
That's unfortunate. So this is a general wares shop. Is there anything around here I could use to unlock the door?
You can begin looking, make an investigation check.
Ten.
10. As you're kind of looking around, you see like a lot more clothing items and stuff like that. You're not seeing a lot of kits and nothing that seems like it would help you.
No clothespins or anything?
Not really.
Unfortunate. I guess I'm leaving the shop.
Okay.
Same kind of sly, open, close the door kind of thing.
As you open and begin to close it, you could just hear the stuff. God damn it! As he scoots and moves to get it up. As you exit the shop.
Back down the alley, drop the invisibility.
Okay.
I'll go find Suna.
All right.
Oh, hi, Zach.
Hi. There's a couple more things I want to check out at that prison, if you're willing to go back.
Not my first choice, but alright.
After that, we can head straight up to Foreminos.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, another day added on. If I just get a survival check from you guys to see if you can re-find the prison again.
30-20.
7.
Fine, is enough. As you guys go back, what would you like to do at the prison?
Okay, so there was the bowls that we saw, and the statue is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Bodies are all over the place, rotting.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a tent. I'm going back up to the cart. I'm gonna thoroughly search the cart.
Okay.
Yes, thoroughly
Investigation?
search the cart. Yep. 18.
As you look through, you can see some rotting general blankets and other things of that nature, but you check over it and you are certain there is nothing of interest within it.
Okay, then the tent.
Okay. Investigation.
24.
24. You look through, and an interesting revelation comes to you. The tent is emptied, not rotted, but the map, the general writing implements, and other things that were there are no longer.
Shit. So I remember I marked down everything that was on that map onto mine. I transferred it.
Mm-hmm.
Which marks were those? So there was the one that's right where we are now, where the prison is.
Mm-hmm.
There was the one in the desert. I think. There's the one in the desert.
You have them marked on the physical map that you are looking at.
Right. Is it the red marks?
Yep.
Okay.
There's the
Crap. I
one
don't have
over
time to go on.
far east, far west, and Tilvium.
I don't have time to go and search all these places. This feels like a wild goose chase, and I'd love to go and search. And considering that this thing was moving eastward, I can probably guess that it went to this desert place. And I'm going to guess that maybe the demon thing went out there too. And that's what that whole cult and Vikram is. I'm connecting the dots. But there's nothing else I can do here, I don't think.
Okay.
If this is gone, everything is probably emptied out. I can do a quick search of the prison, I guess.
It doesn't really matter what you roll. If you do a quick search, the rest of the day is spent to no avail. Everything is either rotted or gone.
That's about what I figured. All right, we're done here. Ready to go to Foremount, Suna?
Yeah.
All right.
That
Chalk,
works for me.
teleportation circle up to that church.
Okay. As you send both you and your ally into the Church of Bahamut, you guys have arisen back into the cold of the harsh environment of the military city of Foreminos. What would you guys like to do?
Well, it's night still, right?
Yeah.
It's like the evening, so let's rest here. As long as Suna's okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you guys doing after that day?
Go into the camp,
The camp?
like the military outpost, basically.
As you go there, you can see a general rotation of people that have come out. The officers that were there before are still there. If there's anything you guys would like to do, just let me know.
Everything looks tip-top, turvy shape or whatever.
They seem to be doing
Cold
just
as
fine.
dead. Awesome. Let's head to the soul dungeon.
Okay. The 2 days of hard travel that come from the soul dungeon, as the two of you arrive towards the familiar entrance. as you actually look and go through, besides a small bit of Arctic bugs that are quickly dispatched by you or Suna, the dungeon is empty. What are you trying to accomplish here?
So I remember there was a bust right inside the entrance, wasn't there?
There was kind of. There is a as you guys had kind of moved in past the hole that was originally there, Suna, this is all new to you as you kind of step in and look. To the right, there's a small circular chamber that held a podium on it that, Zex, you remember you had gotten your Boots of Elven Kind from, and then it opened up into a pit. But there's no bust anymore.
Was it? Well, there was. I remember there was
boots.
like an image. Was it down the hall?
It was down the hall. To the left, you can see the inscriptions, and going through what you guys had eventually found out was warnings inscribed on the wall of the troll that was trapped and kept further within.
That was the bear thing. Got it. And then down in that hole, was there anything? I can go down there with my cloak and check, I guess.
It is a standard, large 40-foot pit trap.
Okay. Last thing. I think I need to go check and see if those books are still there.
Sure. Suna, where Zex leads you is through this cold cave and dungeon until you guys eventually get to a trap door. Heading down, you eventually can see this large opened cave that expands for hundreds of feet, with the separate islands that seem to precariously perch over a black, inky depth.
Don't fall.
Okay.
All right.
Keep that in mind.
As you watch, Zex steps over to a small rune on the ground at the northernmost side. And then as he steps in it, he, with a flash, he disappears.
Oh.
Okay.
I guess we'll follow?
Do you have a way of jumping or flying? Because the trap was triggered by Flora, if I remember correctly, and so it is about, as I measure real quickly,
So everything. So
it's
I
about
remember
a 50-foot jump.
Wait.
Zex is able to
I'll
glide
just-
across, but
I'll just sit down.
there were stone things, but Flora stepped on one of them and they fell and broke away.
I thought they remained. It was just like bits of it that fell off. When we tried to jump over, we had to make like a dex check or something, and so bits fell off. Like
The
because
last
it was
one
unstable.
broke it, I believe. So as you go
Okay.
in and look over,
I'll just sit down.
yeah, Zex, you step through this and you can still see the orb that you knew controlled where the actual place goes. You can still see the shattered form of the creature that you had fought and nearly succumbed to. And you can also see the bare bookshelves.
Nothing's on the table besides the orb.
Nothing's on the table besides the orb.
Let's go look in the orb.
Sure. Make a perception check.
18.
18 as you peer into the slight blue-hued crystal orb. Nothing peers back.
I forget. What kind of magic did I need to cast to get out of here?
Abjuration, I believed.
Abjuration? I hope I have an abjuration spell, otherwise I'm stuck. That'd be really sucky.
It'd be kind of funny.
Transmutation. What do we got? Transmutation, divination, evocation, enchantment, evocation, illusion, enchantment, evocation. I do have an abjuration, but I don't really want to use this one, so we're going to keep looking. Counterspell
What is
works. Glyph of warding.
Look,
Counterspell is also abjuration though, so.
eh,
So I guess I'm casting counterspell.
Okay. As you cast this out, you watch as the orb like kind of crystallizes in the blue and the color of the room changes. And as you step back through, Suna, you watch as Zex reappears.
Hey.
Hey, there's nothing in there. All the books are gone.
Oh, there was books in there?
So the first time we came here, we thought some sort of construct and found that this was sort of like a lore base for something big and evil, and it saw me, only me, specifically me. And so we brought all the books back that we took after we learned everything we could, but there was one in particular that I wanted to keep that Rem kind of convinced me to leave behind that I was coming to return for. But all the books are gone. So nothing else we can do here. We can head back to Greywall to get the stuff from Barris and maybe hear about the doctor, but I think that's all we have left to do for now.
Okay.
Unless we want to kill a poop or a monster of some sort. Is the monster still there, from what I can see?
Make a perception check.
Man. 11.
11. Well, you can see it's just a pile of refuge and trash.
Probably not, though. As soon as ready to head back, I'll just cast Teleportation Circle using Residuum.
Okay.
Well, nothing else to do.
As you watch Zex, instead of a solid shock, you can see they take a bit of like this white with mixture of green dust out of the bag, and as they push it across the floor, the spell goes off normally, and as the arcane magic flares up, you two transport to Greywall. Your journey almost completed. And that's where we're going to end this special extra downtime episode. As we started a bit late, but we cannot go that late. It is still a normal late. We're just going to be a little bit... We went a little bit later than we normally do. As Zex and Suna go on their little buddy-buddy adventure.
Yeah.
Before I fade into oblivion, because I have work tomorrow, let's talk about how I requested help with an undead situation, and you send me a corpse.
I didn't do anything.
Let's talk about how I request assistance with an undead situation, and you send me a motherfucking corpse.
I did nothing.
You know what you did. You made a conscious choice. You could have picked too many people. You give me,
I could not.
You give me Wide-Eyed Prodigy, and you give me, Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson's
not
great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Be not afraid.
Ghost in the Shell ass. I forced my soul back into my body, Revenant style, because it feels good bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, damn, I thought I'd have a few days. You got me, we've been here for, an hour. And you already on it. You can tell us now because we've already had the interaction. How long did they think it was going to take for me to notice the fuckery?
They thought it would take half a week.
Really? It took me an hour I think it took me less than an hour. It was like less than 45 minutes.
It was gonna hit the hour mark, but yeah. As downtime activities of Gilgamesh's training with the Trailmore family and Tofan working on Suna's armor, I have the amounts, and yeah.
Session.
I wanted to do something in freaking Bermudas, and I couldn't think of what the words I wanted to come out of my mouth. I wanted to ask you, JC, if I'd noticed if there was anybody that like particularly caught my eye at the military camp. And I couldn't think of words.
January, February, March, June.
Oh boy. But yeah, as the first official downtime of the Papihos group happens.
Papihos arc.
Downtime.
Next session, you get 10 days of Frem doing paperwork.
The vacation arc.
Well, it's a I mean, you guys were just like, oh, we've been fighting for so long, we're going to take a rest. And it's like, yeah, I mean, world's going to keep going, though. So
I am so happy that we didn't fight anything today.
yeah. Well, it's you did. It's just the things that you ran into, like awakened shrubs, awakened trees, you guys are going to deal with fine. And so it's just like
I just flipped them off, and I was.
Well, it's like a thing of like it would last like 2, maybe 3 rounds, and then you guys would have scorched it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like in the soul dungeon, the things that would have been there are things that you guys could hit and kill with one shot. So nothing large had moved back in.
Like, wasn't worth it to take the time.
Nope. Some things you gotta just rush through.
The statue. It's moving, so either it was petrified or it's magical, or both.
Was it moving, or was it moved there and then
something
just like...
unpetrified it is the thing. So
That's
someone showed
thinking.
up here and finished what was started.
Someone showed up there, took all the crap, unpetrified it, and went.
Spooky.
I think
What was
to the Colton Vikram, and then to like this red dot that I have out in the east.
Yeah, what was
Spooky.
the Mangles character's name? I don't remember.
It's not. It was cruel.
Cool. And
that's
also,
right.
we never
Cool.
got a name because they don't talk.
Yeah, they just went.
Oh, that's right. He's mute.
He was a mute.
I forgot. I just remember that we tied him up and said "fuck off."
It was.
Sending a mute reminded me of a thing from a story I read a long time ago about how they had sent a messenger that could barely speak, but he was faster than everyone else, and they decided that sending a complete message that may never arrive wasn't like sending an idiot with half a message that would get there was better than sending the full message that may never get there. So they opted to send the idiot to do the job, and it kind of feels like the same thing.
It was stupid. His whole mission was that he was supposed to slow us down,
And
he
we
didn't
kidnapped
do it
him.
well. He attempted to. We
Slowed
teleported
you
behind
down
him,
in the
knocked
weirdest
him on his
way.
ass, tied him up, and
It's-
carted him with
It's
us.
the thing of like, yeah, he technically did what he was supposed to do, but he didn't do anything well.
Did he do what he was supposed to do? Really?
Yeah,
Did he meaningfully slow us down in any way?
I don't know.
What I think is really funny, and I don't know if this is just how things panned out, or if kind of was on purpose, that we just so happened to like dunk him right where he needed to, like
It
right
was
where he needed to
it
be
was
at the end.
really
He was
funny.
supposed to go.
It was really funny.
It was like, here, you can be here, I guess. And then we get this like epilogue piece where like, yes, you did it. I'm like, this asshole's supposed to be here? Oh god.
Should have kept him with us.
We couldn't have dumped him on
We
like
would've-
the West Coast. We had
Right?
We weren't going to the West Coast. We could have killed him.
Yeah,
I
we
just-
didn't want to kill him.
Could have.
Yeah.
We
could've.
should have, especially now knowing that this cult probably has something to do with, if I'm right,
Sorry.
theories.
That's all you.
Sorry.
It's all me.
Sorry, Cole. It was nice
all
to have you
you.
on for 5 minutes.
I mean, we got
Hi.
the Skyrim reference out of it.
You did.
We did. It was a good Skyrim
Good
reference.
Skyrim reference. But with I would wager 95% of the downtime done.
I don't know. If you really want, I could stretch it out and go to these 2 red dots on the opposite coast that I have
That's-
no teleportation circles for.
That's up to you. That's up to you guys. I simply make the story. You guys interact with it.
And I have more. I have all these locations that I saw on the map from the library that I could go investigate and figure out what they are.
So, thank you everybody so much for watching. My name is JC. I've been joined here by Helminia, James, Suzanne, and Alpha. These all wonderful people that they care enough about the world and care enough about moving it forward that they wanted a special session to do their downtime. And thank you for both Alpha and Helminia for allowing James and Suzanne to push through so much in one session. My name is Jacob. I'm the Dungeon Master for the Papihos session. We stream every Thursday at 7:15 Mountain Standard Time. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video or stream. Take care, guys, and have a lovely night or morning.